What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Oh, well, it's a Monday. It's kind of like a Monday that we're used to, except it doesn't have the victory portion associated with it. But other than that, man, I think I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. How about yourself, man?
Just stared at the ceiling all day, pretty much, till I showed up here.
Because, I'm kind of like stuck right now, man. I had a great weekend, but I ain't like how it ended, So, like, part of me, I'm still, like, recovering from just all the awesomeness that did transpire this weekend for yours truly. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, gosh, yesterday, I felt like yesterday was fun, except what we came there for yesterday, if that makes sense. I mean, everything else felt great. And it was just that part.
It is. It's a bad way to cap it off.
Yes.
Bad way to cap off the
was,
weekend,
man.
because
Definitely was.
kind of like in your boat. I know you went down to your high school and everything.
Yeah.
Friday, went golfing.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, pit game. Got hammered that whole day.
Yeah.
And then went to the Steeler game. So, yeah, got to spend it with friends, family, doing cool things, but capped off with a loss. I mean, I told you, I stared at my ceiling. I have no clue what to do the rest of Sunday night whenever I got home. And then today, I'm depressed today. It's bad.
I can feel it. I can feel it, man. But guess what, though? Guess what? I got good news for you, man.
What's up?
We got good news, man. The ceiling isn't falling, man. The sky isn't falling. It's not the end of the world. And 7 isn't the worst quarterback in the league. All right, because I know.
Did we trade for AB? Did we sign Martavis?
We did not trade for CJ Henderson. How about that?
Oh, my God.
On the news front. But, man, did you see the value in that pick? Whoa. Hey.
They got a tight end. I said Ebron, and Ebron's dropping balls left and right again. And what'd they give up? They gave up a third-round pick.
They gave up a third.
We could have done, not this year's draft. We could have done next year's draft, third-round pick. Ebron, and we would have got a fifth-round pick back, too. So I'm pretty disappointed we didn't make that move.
Yeah.
That'd have been awesome, especially seeing what happened in the secondary yesterday, too.
Yes, that would have been. But they decided not to. And, here we are today. But it's all good.
I thought the phone lines were hot between us and the Florida teams, us and the Jaguars,
I felt for you, bro. When you shot me the text, I'm like, man, like, everything good right there? I opened it up, I'm like, oh, man, he on right now.
I screenshotted you the trade, and I said, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah. It was very interesting to say the least.
What's the good news, though?
That decision.
If it's not AB Martavis, not CJ Henderson.
The good news is I left out of here, thinking I was getting a jersey retired. I came back with a field named after me. That's a plus,
Oh, wow.
That's a plus. That's
Down
a
in
plus.
high school.
Yeah. That was a plus, I didn't know that was going to happen, so that was good. Another plus is, all that black and orange that I was going to bring back and wear. Remember, we was having that controversy about my Bengals colors and the themes and everything. Well, I had the full intent of wearing my, Churchland High School black and orange in here, right?
Oh, you can't do that.
I thought about it, but for two reasons why it did not happen. The first one, I thought about you. I said, man, after yesterday's performance and being there with you from start to finish to see you go through it in that emotional roller coaster, I said, I couldn't do that. But then the second part,
I would have thought it's about your high school, though. I don't think anyone would have took it the other way.
On now, I
guess you never know, but
come on, it's piranhas.
That's a big thing. Get your jersey retired.
They're piranhas out here. They're not your normal. This is not your normal group. This isn't a safe space that we can talk. We are filled with researchers and travelers. You know what? When I go to visit different planets, whether it's Venus, I like to frequent Mars more than anywhere, right? But when I go to these planets, sometimes it's not as friendly. Sometimes people, they like this. What color was that shirt? Was that a blue? Was those blue jeans? Is that buffalo? Like, you know what I mean? So I thought about that. But the second reason, in terms of why I did not come down here and have on my sporty black and orange, was because I left it on the flight, bro.
Oh, wow.
I left my bag on the flight.
Really?
Yeah, I was so upset about it because I was so flustered, man.
How's that situation going?
So, I had to file a claim. So shout out to the people over at American Airlines. So hopefully that claim would get worked out. It was nothing crazy. It was just like their gift bag to me. I had to put it in the overhead.
Yeah.
But I was so focused on getting back to see my little man soccer game. Man, I left right off the plane. Man, I get to the game. I'm early. I'm like, yeah, babe, we won. My little man's like, yo, Dad, you here? I'm like, yeah, big hug. He balls out. Their team blows the other team out. He scores. It's a great day.
Wow.
We get in the car. I'm putting him in the back seat. I was like, man, I see my backpack. But where's my
You just bounced from the
Turslin
airport.
Yeah, I came straight from the airport, bro. I was like, right, fresh off the flight, like, yo, I'm there. And I look and I'm
You
like,
just walked out.
I
Didn't
said,
go to
"Oh,
the
no."
baggage claim.
I said, oh no, I left my bag. So yeah, I had to file that claim, man. So hopefully, they say it takes about 30 days.
Damn.
So we'll see how this thing goes. But yeah, so I decided to go with my mystery machine,
Okay.
Scooby Doo, because some people are looking for the offense. Some people might be looking for new offensive linemen. Some people might be looking for new corners. I'm just looking for my bag that has my Churchland Truckers gear in it. That's all. So here we are today. But shout out to the taco meat.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it looks like the chat is in full effect. So let us know where you are tuning in from, and we will get this show started without a doubt. But I'm already seeing some Pierre Island, skeptics. We'll discuss that as
Understood.
well. But let us know where you're tuning in from. But to start it out, we do got Black and Marty. You know Black and Marty. You know he always gonna show love. He's always out here super early. We appreciate you. Always salute you, man. He says, I looked for you both at the tailgate, but didn't see you. I did a lap around, then headed to the stadium another time. No word on the game. To be honest, I think most of us are feeling that loss deep down. So Black and Marty, it's the quick update. We were out there at the tailgate. We stayed till about 10:40ish, but then I had to do some pregame stuff for the Steelers where actually we'll see the vlog. We had to do some interviews, man. I had to do a sit down interview with the man Mel Blunt, man. It was pretty significant. Mm-hmm. So that was the reason why I had to step away from said tailgate at around 10:45. And I just think, the people that were at the tailgate, they kind of understood in terms of party with the crew, talk to Mel Blunt. Party with the crew, talk to Mel Blunt. So I split it 50-50, right? I partied with the crew from 8:15 to about 10:45. And then after that, went over there to see the big dog. So that was that situation right there, man. And shout out to the homie David Dupree. Appreciate your support as well. He says, give Deke a sympathy taco to go with that taco meat. You're absolutely right, man. Come tomorrow. We got you tomorrow. Taco Tuesday tomorrow, man. We got you.
No, I don't want to be like eating like that. I don't want to be overeating or just.
You sympathy eating?
Oh, yeah, man. I want to try to lean up for Green Bay.
Boy, that's a couple days. All right, I'm with it.
No, I'm just saying, just so I could get back at all the festivities that were happening like this weekend.
Okay.
So I could drink, eat filthy in Green Bay, have a good time out there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I need to lean up.
I could dig that there, man. So you know what? Let's hop into this thing, right? Because we're gonna be on schedule today. All right. We're gonna trim it. We're gonna get right to it, man. So let's see where they checking in from today. First up on the list, man, I got Brady Howell tuning in from Springfield, Ohio, the 937. Shout out. We got Mike Matizik tuning in from the 201, Bergenfield, New Jersey. Solo Joe 571, Woodbridge, VA. And then we can't forget about Luke Walker tuning in from Chapel Hill, North Kakalaki. What you looking like on your end?
Mr. Pitt Steelers for life, the 817, Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, man, I'm just seeing a lot of hot takes. I'm struggling to find where people are tuning in from. I don't even think anyone cares.
Very spicy.
Very spicy. Javier Maury, 702 Las Vegas. Michael Garcia, Dallas, Texas. Yeah. LeBron James, the 618. Illinois.
I love when
Sequoia Harris.
Bro, we got to start studying
718, Bronx, New York.
Bron tunes in, Coach Coward tunes in. Who else tuning in, man?
Lamar Jackson does sometimes.
Lamar, yeah, you're right. Lamar does tune in. Usually on the off days, like Tuesdays. Yeah, he catch I think he tunes in for the banner interviews, actually, now that I think about it. I think I see him comment every once in a while. Yeah. I like it, though. I like it.
Leah Warren, she's always tuning in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
254, Killeen, Texas. Darnell Harrison, 323, Los Angeles.
Shout out.
Stan Claire. 905 Toronto.
I like it. Couple more over here. I got Myron Bennett tuning in from the upstate New York, the 315. Then we got Moneybags tuning in from South Carolina. We also have Stan Claire tuning in from the 905 Toronto. And we can't forget about my man Zick Shade Zero. We'll actually hear from him when we go to our Get It Off Your Chest segment today. Calling in from London. He says tuning in from London. Says plus 44. I'm assuming that might have something to do with time. I feel like, something like that. So, anywho, and then you can't forget about the Brobarian, aka Jaguar. 757, Chesapeake, woo woo, go Steelers. Man, it was lovely to be back in the crib too, might I add, man. I every once in a while I get homesick. You know, it's fun to be back, man. Just the ratchet activities, man. Like, for example, we're sitting in Buffalo Wild Wings, dude. And as crazy as it was, right? I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings all over the place. Service is always A1. But I knew this particular location. I'm like, man, I really don't like to hang out in these parts of town. But because of the time and because I'm with my peoples and we're into our, shenanigans at the time, it's like, man, we're going to pull up. We're going to beat-ups. What should have been about an hour dinner turned into about a 3-hour dinner with a 2-hour wait. Not nice. Yeah. Not nice. And then when I tell you the place was empty, It was insane, man. But that's what you get sometimes, man. It was
bad service.
It was just a vibe, man. It was a vibe. I still tip well because I believe that regardless of how bad your service is, you should always tip. I'm with you. I'm a tipper. Yeah. So I definitely tipped. I do that. But man, I enjoyed it. Like my peoples, they was upset because they like, man, you in here, man. They need better service, man. Just tell them like, nah, y'all gotta easy, baby. Y'all gotta relax. You got to relax, man. We enjoying this day. I need some of that, man. It feels good to experience that. Then I come back up here with, my other crew. But yeah, man, so shout out to the 757 right there. But then we also have Jay questioning from the 787. I believe that says PR. Maybe it's Puerto Rico. Maybe, I don't know. And then we got Micah Emmanuel from the 503 Portland, Oregon. You got a couple more. And then after that, man, it is time. We got to get this thing rolling, baby. I'm excited about today's convo.
Brandon Clark, the 540, Roanoke, Virginia. Tyler Wallace, 941, Port Charlotte, Florida. And we got a few more here. Victor Costello, 210, San Antonio. Right, Julian Aguilar, 915, El Paso. I'll do one more. DC LZ, 323 or the 213, Baldwin Hills, California. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in.
Shout out, and shout out. So let's get into this first topic, right? It's no point in standing upon this ceremony and thinking that it's going to get any bit nicer. What happened yesterday. We can't change that, so we were going to get right into it. Steelers versus Bengals. Something didn't go the way we thought it was going to go. In terms of guys being available and in terms of just the outcome, right? Winning versus losing that game. To start it out, though, because I always like these little fun days where we're able to just talk through our situations here. What did you like about yesterday's game?
What did I like?
Yeah.
The weather was pretty good.
Or more importantly, with the team's performance. Can we get a couple of things that we liked? A couple of things, how we do. No negative right now. We just on our positive vibe right now. To start out, just positive vibe right now.
Yeah.
What'd you like?
Gotta go with Najee Harris.
Okay.
Definitely gotta go with Najee Harris. I think the defense was pretty solid in the first half, outside of those last 30 seconds before halftime. I want to throw Pat in there. He had a drop, though. I don't know how his blocking was either. I wasn't paying too much attention to that. He was probably in like half the game, though. Claypool, because
Pat had 30 snaps.
Claypool did solid.
Okay.
I thought Claypool did pretty good. Najee, Claypool, first half defense. Edmonds got a pick.
That was the first pick for the team as well this year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and I thought him and Menka actually played pretty good. Man, honestly, outside of that pass before halftime, Burrow, what's he end up with, like 100 yards?
I don't remember, but yeah, I can see it.
We're staying positive, so
we're just on a positive kick right now, man.
I think I'm gonna leave it at that right now.
Fair enough. Okay.
If something else comes to mind, I'll let you know.
Okay, I like it. No, that's a good start right there. So I asked in the chat. I said, man, just what did you think was positive? Because like I said, it's easy to just come in and just say, well, everything was terrible, and just focus on the negative. No, we ain't doing that just yet. We're gonna get to that. But we got to see what we liked about the performance. Now I'm seeing a lot of Najee, right? A lot of people was like when Najee did in the cuts, Freezy, Big Twink the Man, Jay Quest. A lot of people dropping Najee's name. We also see Chinks Bud. He says Edmonds getting that first pick, similar to what you said as well. In terms of what people liked, BMK also liked Edmonds in his pick. Saquon was agreeing about Edmonds, thought that he played well. For me, man, some of the things that I thought looked good or what I was pleased with at times. Number one was Najee's performance. I thought as a whole, he played his tail off as
really
a runner, as a receiver. I mean, and he didn't have a perfect game by no stretch of the imagination, but just his commitment to just whatever it was going to take, even if he had a bad play, he was going to come back and give you positivity. I thought that stood out. I like what you said about Chase Claypool as well.
Not even bad play, or just not too much to work with.
Yeah,
he was able to gain
man.
an extra 3 or 4 yards, be physical, put the shoulder down. So I really like that. Like, it seemed like he gave like 100% effort the whole game, pretty much.
Chase Claypool, I liked his performance, even though he had some drops, right? And that happens. I mean, Najee did as well. The thing that I liked the most about Chase was his demeanor. Typically, right?
Even
we talked about
game.
a week ago, right? It's been where people are starting to, not get all the way sour on him, but it looks like, man, at times he's more focused on showmanship than being the best player that he can be. And we've talked about how at times it's like, man, is it a maturity thing? I thought yesterday it showed where his real commitment was, because there was plenty of opportunities for him to check. I would be plenty of opportunities for him to just say, well, you know what, I'm getting off. Let me celebrate. Let me do some of this stuff. But you notice with him, none of that was going on yesterday. It was none of the extra, none of the time, none of the showman, none of the borderline arrogance. It was just, he's getting back out there. He's trying to get it. He's just trying to find whatever he can do to make a play. I thought that was really good also. And now, even though this last thing that I want to highlight didn't pay dividends, I did like the fact that it at least showed something different in terms of the amount of pistol formation. We haven't seen pistol, right? That's one of the things that we've been talking about in terms of, man, just try something different, right? Just try something. Just entertain us, please. They did do a ton of what? We got pistol. We got Derek White. Derek White even got a catch. I mean, like, we did see some remnants of them trying something different. So I did like that. Even though the productivity was not there, that was something that I'm like, okay, at least it's not they're 100% set in stone. It has to be this way and only this way.
But it also goes back to Najee too. You want to talk about the different formations. He got like 3 or 4 really nice 10-yard runs.
He did.
Call back for holding though. So that's the negativity goes with it. But that was nice to see. I guess it has to do with the formations, although I don't know exactly what formations we were in when he ran it, but still.
But to me, like, seeing that, even though they were still very static in terms of pre-snap, it wasn't a ton of shifts and motions. I just like that it was a different look, because as I said, pistol is just a variation of under center, running back at the home position, which is directly behind him. It makes it tougher on the defense. The difference to me yesterday in terms of the running game was more so the finish or the lack thereof by our guys up front. You know what I mean? I thought that was the difference of why the pistol formation wasn't breeding the consistent results that we wanted to. Whereas, like, typically if you do stuff like that, you're just a little bit more successful. I thought that part was with that. So now that we are, unless you had another positive you wanted to drop out there, man, I ain't want to spend too much either or. Just, a couple here, a couple there, and then we just keep reacting to this thing as we go through it.
Just off yesterday's game, I think I'm good for now. Something might pop in my head, but no.
Now, I did see that Big Twink. It jumped when I saw your name in here, Big Twink. I'm really upset about that. But, here it is, Big Twink the man. But what he was saying was number 15, Cody White. Thought that he came in and had a couple of catches.
You know what? He did.
He definitely did.
I was really pissed off that he was in.
Yep.
And it's no fault of his own, just because we had so many injuries.
Correct.
We're late in the game. We have Ray McLeod as our receiver too at some points. James Washington's out there. When Claypool's on the
catch too, man.
See, even he had a drop though. Like
all of them did. All of them.
Ray McLeod. We had Cody White,
the last
Claypool,
3
and
plays,
James Washington. So that's our receiving core right now.
The last 3 plays ended with 3 consecutive drops of the game. Think about that. That's just crazy, man.
That's a bad look. Those were pretty much meaningless though. We can all admit that. I know it adds to the stats at the end of the day, like drops and everything. A couple of them were Najee. That's why I'm not as mad about Najee's drops, because he balled out that whole game. He did everything. Still not a good look though. 100% right. Because Tyler Boyd, I was just reading, he came out and said, "Did you see this?"
No, I did.
He said like Pittsburgh just went up.
I didn't fold him either.
We looked weird. We looked weird at the end of the game.
That's not what he said.
Body language.
No. What did he say?
Gave up.
That's what he said. I say we ain't finished the way that we need to finish.
Body language was off, yes.
Yeah, we did. Either way, it's not a good look in terms of finishing games like that, right?
No. That's why I'm not going to fault Najee too much, though, because I really think he gave it his all yesterday.
Okay.
That's how I felt.
All right. So now it's time for what the people want to talk about, the negatives.
Well, I'm just here so I don't get fined. People are probably asking, is Big Ben done? My answer is no. On to Green Bay. That's all I have to say.
All right, interesting.
No, the O-line, obviously. Big Ben didn't play too well. I didn't like some of the drops. Ebron, definitely. Defense, James Pierre, letting up that touchdown to Jamar Chase. But we talked about this at the game, and I think you have a really good point. When you have James Pierre, undrafted rookie, as much as I'm high on him, as much as Steeler Nation was high on him, going up against the first overall pick, Jamar Chase, not the first overall pick, but first overall pick for them.
Top 5 pick, yeah.
You could see. We were in that corner of the end zone where he caught the ball. He just outraced him because it didn't look like Pierre was necessarily getting burned by any moves. He just went straight line. He couldn't keep up with him. Defensive line, pretty bad, or just even like the outside linebackers too, just the front 7. Not really Bush or Schobert, but dude, when you got a dude 48 out there, we might as well have picked up Cassius Marsh. Damn it. Like, he's playing 50% of the time. Him and Jameer Jones.
This is true.
Undrafted guys, dudes that weren't on the team last week. At least 48 wasn't. Jameer Jones was on our team, but we weren't expecting Jameer Jones to get literally any time throughout this whole season.
This is true.
That's what happens when you have TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. So another thing I guess I could toss in there is injuries and just being unlucky a little bit. It's ridiculous, both that and the receivers. That might be it.
And for those that might be asking who's 48, he's talking about Derek. I believe it's Tuska. I think that's how you say his last name.
Zero pressures on Burrow.
Yeah, he was a 7th round draft pick a year ago to Denver out of North Dakota State.
Hell, toss Boswell in there. And unfortunately, too, we just had an interview with him, Presley Harvison. I didn't think he had the best of punts.
Yeah.
That's really minuscule compared to a lot of the other stuff, but.
So to just make sure I got this right, you said 48. You said press it a little bit.
Yeah. What are we going backwards? Like
no. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I remember them all right. So you said
48,
40.
Jameer Jones, like defensive line, just trying to stop the run essentially. So it could be any of those guys.
Okay.
Pierre.
Okay.
Hayden, I can't really toss him in there. I mean, he did give up that touchdown, didn't he? That was more on the Ben pick though. Like, we gave him a free 7 points there.
Okay.
Like, we were right at the 20. He threw it right to the guy. They scored right after that.
Yeah.
Because Joe Burrow, I don't think he had that amazing of a game. It was just really opportunistic.
Okay.
30 seconds left before half. He's able to throw up a bomb to Jamar Chase, and then he also throws that one in the back of the end zone right after Ben threw the pick. Outside of that, it did turn into more game flow where they were just handing it off and stuff. But I thought we held Burrow in check. He still won the game, though, at the end of the day. He still had 3 touchdowns. But yeah, I think defense was more defensive line.
Okay.
We got screwed by the ref on that one call with the 30-second pass before half, that roughing the passer. Still, Pierre got burned.
Okay.
Offensive line, Ben didn't play well. And some of those drops.
Man, I feel like you named like everything. I thought you was going to name a couple.
It was a rough game. It was a bad game, bro. It was a bad game.
My man just went down and listened. Yo, it was this. Actually, he could get it too now that I think about it. Yeah, him too. Like, I like it. All right.
Yesterday was a bad game.
My bad.
It was just one of those bad games.
Hey, I'm with it. I just.
Trust me, I'm not coming in here like all these other clowns out here saying the season's over, Ben's done, and all this shit. We got 14 more games in this season. Come on.
All right.
We had a ton of injuries in that game. We're going to right the ship.
So, look into what people in the chat said about what they didn't like about the Steelers' performance. Alrighty. I'm going to get to some of these nicer ones. Here we go. Find a nice one. Here we go.
You can say whatever you want.
We're going to find... So, Caleb Cole. Shout out to Caleb Cole. He brings up... I believe this guy's name is E-Booty. I think it's talking about Ebron. That's what I think it is. E-Booty. Yes, definitely Ebron. So he says, Ebron, they go Big Ben in all caps and O-line. All right. Next up, Bart Basquiato says, Pierre's problem is the cushion he gives wide receivers at time. Okay, we'll talk about that. Javon Curry says the O-line says they flat out suck. Yeah, I can see the sentiment. Okay. All right. DeLorean Waters says literally everything sucked about the game yesterday except Najee. I can understand that sentiment. Whew. Now, Brilla 92 just simply said they're taking Derek Tuska over Cassius Marsh. I know how you feel about your Cassius Marsh. I don't know, which one you don't like a little bit more, but that's where they're drawing that line right now.
It doesn't matter. The point is, we just picked up someone that wasn't even on a team to play in this game, to basically start in this game.
This is very true.
What else are we expecting?
This is true.
Like the dude that we just paid $28 million, whether or not you think he should be paid that much, is not out there. Like, that's a big deal. He's a lot of impact on our defense.
This is true, man.
Hey, man, Highsmith. I mean, jeez, a ton of injuries, man.
Deke hot. Deke say, yo, growing hurt. I may better get your growing.
No. I'm saying it more in this tone to the people that are just writing the season off all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We had a ton of injuries yesterday still. I think there's some context to it.
Fair enough. Seeing also people bring up the lack of pressure and Malachi Espitia. I think that's how I said that right. I'm butchering it. My bad, Malachi. But either way, Malachi says Matt Canada. And then Yun Rico says number 7 in terms of, what he didn't like about yesterday's performance. Now, for me, the things that I wasn't too fond of, number 1 was the finish. I hated the way that the guys finished offensively and defensively, right? And what I mean by that is it wasn't just in the fourth quarter. We talked about the Tyler Boyd touchdown to start it off, right? You got the coverage part, but no. But this is the thing, right? So first off, obviously, Melvin, you got to wrap up, right? It was a nice hit, but at the NFL level, big hits don't consistently get down players because guys' contact balance is too good. You saw as soon as he got hit, big hit, he fell back. But what did he do? Kept his feet moving and ran.
They were still like 10 or 15 yards.
But my issue is not just with Melvin. You go back and watch the tape, look at the guy who was covering Tyler, and look at the guy who was providing help over top. And then once Melvin hits him, watch those guys and how they finish the play or the lack thereof. That can't happen. If they finish, it's not a touchdown. At worst, he's tackled on the 2 or 3 yard line. But realistically, you probably get him a little bit sooner than that if you're playing like you're supposed to. It's another guy that finishes the play where you see him flashing the screen, and it's like, man, if one of y'all would have just slowed him down, this guy for a fact is making that tackle. Finish. We talk about the O-line, right? Some of those holding penalties, it wasn't necessarily always because they were getting just flat out beat. No. You cut the tape on. It's plenty of times I could point to where all 5 of those guys, right? Because everybody brings up Kendrick Green. These guys are in position, in place, blocking these guys. What we say, right? 4 seconds, you blocking great. Last 2 seconds, your feet die, hands get lazy. Next thing you know, Ben steps this way. Now your guy moves one way or the other, catches him off guard. And what do? That's a hole. That is a flag. And then don't give me this at the end because remember, we laughed about that in the stands. You're like, bro, that wasn't that bad. Look at him put his hands up. I said, well, why you put his hands up like that then? I ain't never seen a guy that doesn't hold do this. It just doesn't happen like that. But that comes from when they have just a lapse in judgment where they're just, all right, I'm good, but now I'm going to relax. I'm good. I don't need to finish as hard anymore. That can't happen. You have to play through the whistle. That's what we always talk about. They're not doing that consistently enough. So to me, the finish part, I just really wasn't fond of. The next thing is the discipline. You got 10 freaking penalties.
It was terrible.
You cannot have, with this team, the way it's constructed right now, they are not good enough to have 10 plus turnovers and lose the turnover battle and still expect to win. Oh, and we're going to sprinkle in some drops in there too. They're not that talented where they can have all of those flaws versus a team that's comparable to them and expect them to win. And that was the thing to me. I was just like, why are y'all playing so sloppy? Like, y'all are just that much better than this team when we know going in.
We even talked about it. Yeah. Bengals look kind of decent this year
so
far.
And then when you throw in no TJ, no Alex, no Deontay, you're like, no Tyson as well.
No
you need to operate even better. You gotta be on the screws even more so. And I just felt like they were really lackadaisical in those departments, and that showed up consistently. How many times did you look at each other in the stadium like, man, that was a good play. Oh, coming back. Oh, that was a good play. Oh, coming back. Oh, what was holding? Oh, what was that? Holding. You go back and watch the tape, and I'm like, bro, you didn't even need the hold. You were in position. Just finish. Just finish. But is that
We had
not,
how many drives and good
but
plays
is that
thwarted by
not,
these
is that
penalties?
not what we talked about week 1? Is that not what we talked about week 2? Here we are coming after week 3 saying the same exact thing.
It wasn't as highlighted as much, but I mean, really, after the last game, it feels way worse.
But the only reason it wasn't highlighted is because we won against Buffalo and everybody took that as, oh, everything is perfect.
Right.
And
Us getting the dub was nice.
getting the dub, sure, but it masked the issues that were still very much present and have still been continuing on throughout these first 3 games. And that's the part where it's like, not just us as a team, they got to understand that and have that tough conversation with people. They got to say, hey, man, we're going to ruffle feathers, but this isn't acceptable. I don't care what money is. I don't care in terms of, well, this is our guy. He's supposed to get these opportunities. At times, you do got to make changes. And that's the thing that I was a little bit frustrated with, just seeing that part just continue on a little bit, man.
Okay. Oh, are you talking about anyone in particular, or you want to talk about that later?
We'll get to them later.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to them.
Okay, I got you.
You're not even a fan of dropping those names to that extent, man.
Okay. Yeah, I was not thrilled. I don't think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
But I don't know what people want me to say right now. It's 3 games in. I'm wearing this hat in support of my guy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people trying to write him off. I still saw some things out there from him. I didn't think the offensive line did him any favors. I didn't think his decision-making was perfect, a la that interception he threw right to the guy, which, cost us 7 points. But, damn, dude, we still ended up having some good scoring drives, some really good drives. How do you feel about
his accuracy right now? And ball placement, more importantly.
Yeah,
and not just on the deep balls.
I was going to bring up the deep ball, though. He missed the one for James Washington that probably could have been a touchdown. He overthrew it a little bit. I was expecting, and that's what I said in the offseason, I was expecting that type of stuff to get cleaned up because everyone was questioning the arm strength, and what Ben was doing last year was overthrowing people. I was like, nah, just give him another year because he's, very shortly removed after this surgery. Give him another year. Give him a full offseason. He's going to fix up the touch on these deep balls. He missed that. Yeah, so there's been some spots where he's been missing.
The media stuff where we're seeing the receivers even look back at him like, yo, the boss was here, you're putting it here. I mean, it's happening a lot now. It's pretty frequent. Like, that doesn't alarm you a little bit? Because even when guys are making the catches, you look at, it was a play that we threw in the red zone. They're doing, it was it was not even a screen pass. It was like a bubble screen to,
you talking about the Frymouth
to Pat Frymouth,
They
right?
called the pass interference.
Right. But did you see the ball placement on it?
One-handed.
Yeah, but you know why he had to go one-handed?
I guess the ball placement was off, but
that's the type of stuff, that doesn't concern you at all? Because that puts that receiver in a way, more difficult position to make that catch and be a productive player out of it.
Let's see going forward, because for me, is it him off on the route necessarily? Should he be a yard one way or another? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Ben, I'll just put it to you this way. Ben hasn't played as good as I thought he was going to this season thus far.
Yeah.
I'm not going to write him off yet, though.
Yeah, I'm not. I know you on your defensive. I ain't trying to write him off. When I was talking about Chase, I get you.
Go ahead.
I'm with you.
I'll agree with you. Yeah. I mean, he's missed some throws, and even the one we talked about yesterday when we saw it, Claypool hit him straight in the hands, but it was on this side, and the receiver jacked him up with the shoulder right there. So that's going to be a tougher catch.
Yeah, to me, it's just those little parts. But in terms of, all right, let's make the switch at quarterback. The reason why I'm not a fan of that right now is because I personally do not believe that Mason or Haskins is the answer right now. Do I think that they have a little bit more talent? Sure. Do I think their decision making is going to be better? No. Do I think that they're going to be able to at least lead the team to the same extent that Seven can? No. And knowing the full factor of this defense is not going to be like that forever. TJ Watt is coming back. Highsmith is coming back. Those guys out there, it's a different approach. Now, you're not getting Tyson back anytime soon. And I don't even know when Tua's coming back. I get that, but knowing the situation, I'm not putting a lot of faith in that happening and him coming right back, as soon as he's eligible and having that type of impact. I just don't see it the same way when we talked about TJ and his holdout or his hold in. And I'm like, I get it, but I just think that this could be a factor of that with Tua. I see similar things. It's like, he'll come back and he might have a great game. But I do think that the quicker he comes back before his body is fully ready to go, you're just going to open him up to the same situation that TJ's dealing with right now. And that's my other thing. I'm like, I'm not, I don't think it's the end of the world, but you just can't put. I personally can't put that into it right now because I just don't know when he's coming back, what it's gonna look like. I don't think that that's the answer right now. Like maybe down the line, sure, but right now I just think it's too soon. You know?
Yeah.
But still, I just think the defense will be better.
Yeah.
They won't play like that yesterday. Offensively, my biggest thing, man, I said it last week. I just think if the O-line, I don't want to keep bringing them up, and I hate to do it because I feel like we're harping on them, and we're not, because I don't want it to be like they're the only culprit, because they're not. Trust me, they're not. Man, we could point blame at every single one, but to me, I just
that's
think
where
that
it starts. Like if things start clicking
I just think
with
they
them,
have the easiest to fix in the terms of not skill related, it's effort. When we talk about the effort part, are they going to get beat? Sure, they're going to still get beat at times. But if they play with more urgency, if they just finish better, I can assure you it would look way different run game wise and pass game wise, because it shows up. It's like, man, you see remnants of it. You see the framework, but it's not consistent enough. And when we talk about the changes, this is what I'm referring to, right? Okay, we know personnel wise, we're not getting some God-given tackle coming out here next week. It's just not, that's not the case right now, right? Doesn't matter who, even if it is Banner. Banner hasn't played a game in a couple of weeks now, right? Or even dating back to last season. I still expect that to have a little bit of a growing issue, right? Not growing, but like growing, like we're elevating, like growing pains. Like I still think that could happen a little bit. But as a whole, personnel wise, we're not making any mass changes O-line wise, but what you can do is this, right? If you see guys not finishing, if you see guys operating with a lack of discipline, when you talk about penalties, when you talk about not operating with the exact fundamentals and techniques you're supposed to use, that's a lack in discipline. If you're Coach T, if you're Adrian Clem, if you're whoever's position coach, and you see that, it's no longer acceptable. Even if you don't want to pull a guy because O-line wise, you don't have that opportunity, you could definitely hit their pockets. You could definitely start getting more into that. And I've seen that with Coach Tomlin. I talked about it all the time, man. Was that the 2015 season, right? We started out with below 500 at one point, man. And he was like, all right, we know we can't make mass changes skill position wise or player wise, but no, we're going to make sure we operate with that much more discipline, because that's how you make up the difference. When it's a gap in skill, your execution has to be perfect or close to that. Yesterday's execution was like not even in the conversation of that. And you saw what the results would look like. The Bengals aren't 2-3 scores better than the Steelers, but when they play like how they played yesterday in terms of the lack of execution, you lose in a turnover battle, and you're not finishing, that's going to have the games looking like that. So to me, if you're Coach T, that's the part you got to hit on even more right now, because you're not going to get this mass influx of talent. So now the details have to be that much more of a priority to me.
No, I think you hit it. I think you hit it home, dude. I think you hit it home. I don't know what else I really have to add to that.
It's all good.
Because the penalties, yeah, they're killing us. Thought we had some decent drives, and because we were tied 7-7 after the first half. And I'm pretty sure one of those drives that we didn't score on in the first half was because of some of the penalties. Like we actually got some things going. But we had the nice 9-minute one right before half. They ended up scoring. So that's 14-7 right there. Yeah. Those 30 seconds is like, bro, it should have been 7-7 going at half. Worst case, 10-7. And then we give them the 7 points off the Ben pick right there. It's all of a sudden, 24-7. We get like 2 or 3 drives in the red zone in that second half to get a comeback effort.
One ends with a field
goal. Penalties, missed field goals, and just, you're right, not executing.
And that's the part that,
like even as bad as it was yesterday, it should have been like 24-17 with like 3 minutes left. They have the ball and we get a stop. That's not what we want every damn week, but to potentially get out of that stadium going into overtime, try to tie it up, get the win, that would have said something, but we just didn't execute late in the game even. We didn't execute the whole game. Yeah. There were spots, but you're right. They're not like that much better than us.
Not at all. No. Not at all. Not at all. And like I said, they've improved, but they're not to that extent. But that's the beauty of football, right? And at least with this being a division opponent, we do get the luxury of seeing them again. So I'm hoping by then some of these things that we're talking about, we already spoken on, what we will continue to talk about, will improve by the time we see them that second go around. But with that being said, man, let's get to some of these chats, man, some of these supers, because I see
Sure.
y'all in the comment section hot and heavy. We definitely want to get to y'all. But before I do that, I also got to, can we pay the bills for a second? Is that all right with you?
Sure. Who we got today?
Well, that's a great conversation. Who we got today? That's how you know we getting big time. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about our friends over at Manscaped. Yes, indeed. The leaders in below the waistline grooming. And for, when you're out there and you're enjoying some of these games and it gets kind of hot out there, sometimes you want to be groomed. Sometimes you need to keep the grass a little low, all right? It makes it a little bit more breathable down there, all right? So shout out to Manscaped for that. But more importantly, I know I always come up here and talk about the Lawnmower 4.0 because I like it. I do. With the light turns on and off. We know that. We like to get tactile every once in a while.
High technology.
But can I tell you a secret, man?
What's up?
Earlier today, bro, as I was going through I'm getting ready for today's show to the work, I noticed I had some hairs coming out my nose.
No way.
I did. And I couldn't believe it because I typically don't. I'm like, bro, what is this? And it hit me. They got the weed whacker. I went into my Manscaped care package 4.0.
You didn't use it up to this point.
No, I had it because I didn't need to.
Right.
And I found it. I clicked it on. Bink. Got me clean and nice. Look at that. Perfect. So shout out to Manscaped. But make sure whatever you do, because as we always do, and as we always say, if we're going to talk about somebody, we got to have a promo code.
Well, that comes in the whole bundle too, right?
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And the promo code right there is Moats. You use that, you get your 20% off along with free shipping worldwide. And like my man Deke just said, when you get that lawnmower, or assume you get that performance package to 4.0, not only do you get the lawnmower 4.0, but you also get that weed whacker that I was talking about. Keep them nose hairs fresh and clean. And you got revivers for that crop. And you can't forget about the refresher as well. So stay refreshed, stay revived. But whatever you do, make sure you manscape so your delicate twins will thank you. So now that we're back to our regularly scheduled programming, let's get to some of these supers here, man.
Let's do it.
All right. So first up, man, I got the O. The O says, are we loving Ben for the history or his talent? Honestly, the O, from my perspective, I think it's a mix of both. We talked about that a little bit this offseason in terms of when a guy has had the decorated career that Seven has had, yeah, you're always going to have that. You're always going to feel that. You're always going to be very optimistic or loyal to a fault at times. And I don't think that's wrong for that. But in terms of the talent, I do think some people still love some of the things he brings talent-wise, but I do think it's starting to show a little bit more that it is starting to decline a little bit, man. You want to answer that, though, man?
Well, yeah, I've said all offseason, I still feel it. I think he's got it. He just needs some help. I don't think he's been playing that good these first 3 games or up to par with what I thought in the offseason because I think he's had good moments in both the Bills game, the Raiders game. Maybe you can even point to some moments in yesterday's, but I'm not going to be able to keep on saying that throughout the season. You know what I mean? We get to like week 8, week 9. I can't be like, oh man, yeah, Ben's not playing as good as I thought he was coming into the season. Like he's got to turn it around a little bit, but it's definitely not all him because we need some help on the O-line. These receiver injuries, it's kind of getting ridiculous, and some of these drops, holding penalties, thwarting draft. Like there's a lot going on right now. That pick killed us yesterday, but no, I still think we got a full season left.
Oh, I did want to ask you, what did you think about Von Bell?
He might have had his best game he's ever had yesterday.
I just
literally ripped the ball out of Ray McLeod's hands.
That's what my man hit Ray, held him up. I say, Lord, he must have been listening to the podcast.
Good in coverage.
He said, oh, man to man on Pat. Hey, pressed up. I was like, bro, what I say to you on this? I said, man, I just seen Pat dog guys that press him in the red zone like that. Dog them. And he made it look like it was easy. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You did. Oh, man. Look, man. At least with this time, it was just you saying he was overhyped and you still got all your eyebrows and your mustache. That's all I kept thinking, man. Because, boy.
He played good. Maybe even Pro Bowl worthy yesterday.
I would say Von Bell over.
That was a really good game.
Man, I don't know about that one. And the other thing that I laughed about when I went back and watched the game, it didn't hit me in the stadium. It hit me after the fact. I said, my man Juju had a rough go at it since dancing on that logo. I said, man, because remember he got fired on last year. Then they went and put my man, hit him with the ribiotomy. And now I was like, God, dog, man.
Dude, I swear the game he came in, he came into that game with a rib
know,
injury.
Man.
Like he started walking onto the field and he looked old as hell.
We said he looks like he's 50 right now. But sure enough, man, I'm like, I don't know what was going on with my man Juju and his Bengals situation, but they are very much aware when he is on the field and anywhere near the ball. Yeah. All right. Shout out to we got Barilla92 next. He says, I'ma say it. Big Ben looked like a big bum. Bad decision making, not accurate, not taking the easy first down, and dude got Juju killed. So bad. All right, my first reaction, in terms of the decision making, the late throw across the middle to Logan Wilson popping out, that, yes, terrible decision, because even if Logan doesn't drop out, he still has two defenders right next to the guy he's throwing the ball to. Decision making, sure, yes, I'm with you on that part. The accuracy, we talked about some of the short stuff. Yes, I can see that point as well. Now, the easy first down,
I just don't know how much time the dude has sometimes.
Yeah, that's my only.
If anything,
thing,
we're doing a lot of these short passes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for the easy first down, I think it was maybe one where I saw he could have went to Najee in the flat, but that was on the interception. And initially, I thought he could go to Najee, but when I went back and watched it, Mike Hilton is sitting out there basically as a squat corner. So if he throws it to Najee, he's gonna get Najee blasted, or Mike might even try to go for the ball and get an interception. So I'm not aware 100% of the easy first down part, but in terms of him getting Juju killed, that goes back to the accuracy part. He just kind of piled that on. He did, instead of putting it, it'd be like that. But you got
I missed that one.
Yeah. It happens. But Juju is still alive, so that was not accurate. Actually, he didn't get him killed. Yeah,
Right.
He didn't get him killed. No.
Talking technicalities out here.
I got your back today, man. Come on, bro. I'm with you, man. I tell you, I've been on Ben duty all morning, and
you didn't have to.
But I always find it funny because remember, they always tell me I'm the Ben hater. I always get that. I'm like, all right, I get it. But it's days like I'm just like, this is funny because like everybody that quote unquote loves Ben is bashing, and I'm like, well, dude, it was not all his fault the way that people try to make it.
Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I've dealt with for how long? Ever since Ben's like been the quarterback. Mm-hmm. This is what either the media does, like local media, people that say they support the Steelers, support Ben. It's like a bad game here or there. Yeah. This is the stuff that happened. This is why I'm like, I'm gonna stay defending the dude because everyone else is like going off the rails with this shit.
Yeah, because that's my thing. I'm like critique.
But you see what I'm saying? You're starting to see a little bit more where I'm just like, bro, the hate is just outrageous. That's why I stay defending.
But I think it's more so because like I don't think outside of today, because today you actually been saying some of it. Usually you don't acknowledge any of his shortcomings. That's typically why, from my perspective. But today you've been doing good. So that's why I'm like, man, I don't want to push too much, but you holding. You know what I'm saying?
I thought Raiders game. I said it wasn't his best game either. But
you getting better. You've improved.
No, I don't want to because this is not good because
it's very much not good.
I don't want to keep doing this. But I did. I told you I acknowledged last year the Bengals and the Bills game. I thought those were on Ben. Yeah. I thought those two games. Outside of that, there were more other factors at play with some of those other games. But
it just seems whenever we talk 7, not even just with you, but amongst Steeler Nation, it's always polarizing. It's either the greatest ever and he's always forever on top of the mountain, or he's the absolute worst. Kill him, is done. Like, get him out of here. I'm just like, it can't be in the middle. We can't find a little happy girl because I can see a little both sides, but it's like I like the happy girl right here, man. That's me. But anywho, we'll keep this conversation rolling, man. A couple more of these, we'll continue getting these supers before we continue further into this thing because I like how organically, we can get this recap going with some of these questions, man. But Tristan Middleton says the offense sucks. I've seen enough. We need a new offensive coordinator. Now, my only question, Tristan, is this. In terms of the past, 10 years, the best offensive coordinator he's had since then was probably Haley, right? Todd Haley.
That's how I feel. Unless, it was that. When did we get him?
14 was when he came, because he came 14? When I came. Mm-hmm.
There's an argument for Arians, but I really liked Haley. I liked them both, but different reasons.
Okay. But he was the last outside hire realistically, right? Because Feekman was already a part of the system as the QB coach, promoted him. Kennedy came in as the QB coach, promoted him.
The only one, I guess, probably in Ben's tenure, because Ken was already in-house, and then Arians, I think, was a QB coach. He ended up getting promoted to OC.
So basically what I'm saying is our QB coach is Mike Sullivan, not the hockey coach. So if we start talking new OCs, I just feel like they're going to just make him the new OC because that's been what they've been doing. So I don't think that's
how often does it happen
fixing anything
in the middle of the season?
It typically doesn't. And I wouldn't do that with Canada anyways right now because as we've both been talking about, it's been multiple variables. It wasn't just we don't like how this looks. We don't like how that looks. But the thing that I just get frustrated by, I understand it, when I talk to some of these guys that have played the position in terms of quarterback and stuff like that. But when I hear them saying that Seven doesn't have the full gamut to just, go hurry up whenever he wants to in this offense, it just rubs me the wrong way. Cause I was like, well, where's that disconnect coming from? Like, to me, I think that Canada and Ben have to get on the same ground, find some common ground here, because we said it to each other in the stadium as well, man. When we saw them going a little bit of that tempo, a little bit of hurry up, they moved the ball. But to hear, a week ago, Seven said, man, we didn't have that in there, or to see that they didn't decide to go back to that, it just makes me wonder, like, well, where is the disconnect coming? Is that coaching or is that the player element of it? I don't know. Realistically, I really don't know. If it was a year ago, it'd be different, but I don't know. But that, to me, I'm just like, that they got to get on the same page, because we clearly see they can do certain things that do work, and we see a lot of stuff that they have been doing not working. So how do we find a mix of that? How do we bring a little bit more into this, right? Those are the things that I would think of with Matt Canada. I would want to see them trying and working before we start talking switching coordinators, from my perspective, at least.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah.
I would have loved Doug Peterson. I would have loved us to get Todd Haley in the offseason.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got some free time, though. He went on like the Pat McAfee show. So, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to getting someone, what would you say, out of house then? Yeah. Whether it is Haley, but I guess he is technically kind of in-house, though, because he was on the Steelers. Mm-hmm. Doug Peterson, or dudes that are known to be offensive gurus. Yeah. Correct. I'm not opposed to that. That's what I kind of wanted in the offseason, but we ended up taking Canada. Yeah. Still early.
Well, John Doe hit it on the head. He said, we ran out of plays, because I don't know if you heard that interview. So he ran out of bullets. I was like, Coach.
I was pissed about that one,
Coach,
too.
I love you, Coach. You're my guy, like, forever. You changed my life. I'm ever indebted to you. But, baby, come on now. Come on now. We won't say that now, baby. Come on, Coach. Come on, baby. You can't be doing that. We ran out of bullets. That's like when he hit us with the smoke and mirrors. Remember that?
What'd he say?
That was when Keenan Allen came here. We had Vince Williams, LJ Fort, and John Bostic covering him the whole game. And it was like, yeah, we had to go to the smoke and mirrors. It's like, hey, baby, hey. No smoke and mirrors. No more running out of bullets. Okay, if you need to, you pack extra bullets. Okay, I don't want to hear no more of this running out of bullets. Now, when I realistically think of that comment, though, I do think part of it was him just kind of stepping in and just taking that shot, because it was in response to the 4th and 10 at the end of the game.
I wasn't happy about that at all either.
Yeah. But going back and looking at the play, man, I understand the concept of it. I just think the timing was off. Or either the timing off, or was predetermined, because they're trying to just run Claypool and whoever, I think it was Ray in the slot, run those guys off. You get Najee one-on-one to the boundary.
Both Tomlin and Ben said that. It'd be weird if they were saying different things.
Right. That was the design of the play. The problem was how fast Ben decided to go there. It never allowed the defense time to react. So even if they were in man, where they would be wheeling up with these receivers running down the seam, you saw Ben caught it and went right there. So those guys didn't even have to pedal. They didn't even have to come out their stance before they could just see the ball thrown and just trigger. Same with the inside linebacker, who typically when you're running this play, he's going to have to fight through some traffic because it's a longer developing play. He threw it so fast. I mean, the linebacker just shot over there as well. So part of me says, okay, was it predetermined? Did Ben just say, hey, look, I don't think I got time. I just got to get rid of the ball right now. The other part of me says, okay, if it was a timing related issue where you might have just, should have took a little bit more time, cool. But I'd like the backside matchup. You had, I think it was Claypool or whoever was on the backside of the formation was one-on-one. I personally would have rather have went there for a 4th and 10.
Just take a shot in the end zone.
Right,
you could live with
you
that.
Throwing it behind the line of scrimmage to Najee, he's going to have to pick up 12 just to get the first down because he's 2 yards behind. That is tough.
And we were doing that stuff enough
Yeah.
all that game.
And Najee has to play like extraordinary to make those guys miss to that clip, and he was doing it. But you see, like, that is a lot, and I
Takes
don't
a
think
toll.
right. You don't call that as your 4th and 10 option. Like, hey, Najee, make everybody miss again. Nah, so that's why for me, I just didn't like the decision to even look front side. I would have much rather went to the backside because you just had a better matchup, and it would at least been a shot at the end zone.
Yeah. For me, it's one of those things. What can you live with if it goes wrong? I could live with you toss someone up in the end zone. It's a pick because at least you took the chance. Seeing a bunch of those screens and short passes yesterday. Again, I don't want to completely write that off because there are good things about that. But
no, and you see at times they will keep the offense on track. Usually Deontay is our guy for that, though. And I thought him not being out there, we tried to utilize Claypool a little bit more with that. And
Najee.
Yeah, and Najee, yeah, he was the pseudo Deontay because the way the offense had been running is they take a shot on first down. They miss that shot. If they don't get the penalty, they'll come back, go either a down pass to Deontay, or they'll try to get Najee something, right? That's how they do it. And then third down, we know how third down goes. But
we were 50% yesterday.
I know, which was
almost,
improvement.
What,
It was
47?
improvement.
I don't know what a good standard is in the league, but 50% is better than like 30.
No. 50 plus is
It's like
really
47
good.
something.
50 plus is really good. I know defensively, we would always say we want to hold teams to about 30% on third downs. We say if you go to 30% on third downs, typically you're going to be at a really good clip. So, yeah, when you're at 50%,
for offense.
yeah, that's pretty dang on good. That means you're hitting. I mean, half the times you're in short or third down situations, you're hitting on them. Now, when we look at how many of those, that changes stuff, but as a whole, 50% is really good. So yeah, I'm with that. All right, we got Micah Hemp though. Shout out to Micah Hemp. Says, can't believe it's been 3 months already. Anyway, because he got this is free chat from the upper room. Shout out to the free chats for the upper room, man. Whenever you're in the upper room, hey man, come through. You two show a little love like that. Get your little free chat in there, baby. So shout out to you, Micah Hemp. But he says, can't believe it's been 3 months already. Anyways, if we look that bad with Ben in, is there really any harm in experimenting with a more mobile Haskins?
I just think Ben's our guy still. You got to stick with him. I still think we got a chance.
Yeah, right now to me it's too early in the season. If you're at week 7, week 8, and it's clear this is not going to be a 9 or 10 win team, this is not going to be a playoff team. Even though right now I know plenty of people are thinking, hey man, what you seen what they play like, man? It ain't close. They still, mathematically at least, are in the conversation. So until that ends, I'm not a fan of the trying stuff just for the sake of trying stuff. And knowing Coach Tomlin, Kevin Colbert, and Mr. Rooney, they are not in the business of tanking for draft position. They are not in the business of finding out, can this guy play or not? That's not how they trying to operate. I'm just telling you from firsthand experience. They ain't doing that, man.
Yeah, I guarantee you they're thinking, all right, let's get this one at Green Bay.
Exactly. Get right back on track.
Yeah,
That's definitely what they're thinking right now, man. Yeah. But I like it, though. I like it. All right, we got Damon Brown, though. Damon Brown says, and shout out to you, Damon. We appreciate your support. He says, can we just throw the entire starting O-line in the trash? We need to just prepare to draft in the top 5 in the draft. We need to draft O-line in the first 3 rounds. I'm tired of pretending we're going to get better. I'm pissed, shaking my head. Damon, you're seeing a lot of the things that I agree with in terms of not terms throwing them all away in the trash and things like that, but more so just from a retroactive perspective. When we talked about different alignment that we would come up here and bring up, right? Your Morgan Moseses, we talked about Mitchell Schwartz, for example, like just different guys that have come up in the offseason, whether they were tackles, guards, centers, where there was guys in the draft that we talked about. It seemed like the team was more focused on every other position except that. I mean, even 3 weeks ago, right? We made a trade for a cornerback. Still haven't done anything with the O-line just yet.
They traded for the wrong one too, maybe.
I mean, it was a guy in Jacksonville that was available.
What did we trade for Akello? Like a 5th
It's like a 5th rounder, yeah.
All right, we could have bumped that up 2 picks and
throw in Ebron.
Exactly.
Or whoever we want.
Ebron's at least got a bigger name.
I don't want to say
tight
Ebron.
end.
I don't want to say Ebron. It's not nice. I don't want to be that guy.
Wait,
I'll
why
let you
not?
say it. I'll let you say
Ebron, yeah, man.
I'll let you say it, man.
They sent some Arnold, I think, the tight end.
Dan
at least
Arnold.
Ebron got a Pro Bowl. He's got some name recognition. I'm sure they would
take him.
take
He's a younger
him.
guy, though. He's like 26, I think it is.
Ebron's surprisingly young, I think. We said Dotson's a little old.
Not the way his hands look.
I know.
They don't look
But I
young.
actually think he's in his 20s still.
I don't know. The hands look like he's 70.
How old do you think he is?
Nah, I'm playing, man. I ain't gonna disrespect a man like that. No, he's 30.
You think he's 30? Mm-hmm. He's been in the league a while, but he came in
like 2 years
young.
after me.
He is.
Yeah.
28.
28. So he must have left after a sophomore, maybe. Jeez.
He has been in the league.
He's not 8,
This
9,
is
right?
8 years.
Yeah. Because he got in, was it 12?
So he was probably 20 his rookie
Did
year.
he get in 12 or 13? I thought he was 12.
14.
Oh, okay. I had him a little early there. Dang.
Yeah.
See, so his rookie year was my first year here then.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's when we had the joint practice with them the following year. And that would have been his second year in the league.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I just thought he was in here way longer than that, man. Yeah. But yeah, we could have put him in that package, man. It would have been good, bro. He's young. Youth. We got youth on the side. That's crazy.
I'm pissed about that one, dude.
I know. I could just sense the tone. When you sent me that text, I'm like, bro. Yeah.
Shout out to the Panthers for making good moves.
Hey, man, they just saw an opportunity and capitalized on it. We can't knock them for that. But it's all good.
I don't know what we were doing, though. The communications go south with the Jaguars. I don't know why.
We're trusting the process. Chill out.
Our cornerback process?
Everything, man. We build in-house, you know. We value draft picks. We don't trade draft picks. That's just still the way.
We traded a lot, though, this offseason. This would have been the time to make the move.
You're right. This is different. But maybe we're trying to get back to the old way. The old way was winning.
He's a first-round pick, a top 10 pick. We could have got for the third round.
Coach T like his high pedigree guys, especially on defense.
Oh, it's over. Unless Panthers are trying to trade him.
Maybe we'll get him from there then.
Yeah, we'll have to trade a second-round pick, though.
Oh, man. You're right, because they gave...
Yeah. They're not going to be like that.
That's all right. We'll figure it out, though.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll invite them to like a tailgate or something. Then maybe they'll be like, oh, y'all are nice guys here. You could take the guy. Maybe that'll work.
Maybe.
Show, just a little hospitality. That's what we need. All right, we got Brent Fox, though. Shout out to Brent Fox. Brent Fox says, 2 takes. Hopefully the first or second gets corrected before it is too late. We may be due for a period of struggle. A real Steelers supporter. Okay. But what was his take?
I'm not sure.
2 takes. Hopefully, the 1 or 2 things get corrected before it is too late. We may be due a period of struggle. A real Steelers supporter. So I'm going to figure this thing out on the fly by simply saying this. In terms of the struggles, effort related, they can definitely improve that. And how do they improve that before it's too late? To me, too late is 2 things. Number 1, Ben getting hurt. If he gets hurt because they didn't finish up front, it's too late.
Out of the playoffs.
Right, and that's the second part, mathematically out of the playoffs. So one of those 2 things is kind of how I look at too late, and hopefully neither one of those things happen. Hopefully this group gets better because, like I said, it's the skill. Yes, they are limited, but the way I like to equate it is this. You think about the O-line in 2014 through 17, right, where it was supposed to be the best in the league, right? If those guys were rated at a 10, they played with a 10 effort, right? 9 at worst. So you were always going to get high level productivity, high level play from those guys. With this group, a 6, if we're being real, but when they're playing with their effort and it's at a 4, maybe a 5, now you see how you can't be limited and have the inconsistency with your effort. It puts you in a bad way. And to me, that's the part where I'm like, you can fix that. Then I don't think they'll ever match what that group was in terms of the Steelers during that O-line phase, during that time frame. I don't think they'll ever get there with this particular group, but they can definitely improve their effort to make them a more respectable unit up front. Because right now, it's it's kind of hard when you talk about respecting them and believing in them and stuff. Like, you're just like, man, well, give us a reason. Why should we right now? So
that's the thing with me. They could give us a reason next week. Steelers could be 2-2. We beat Green
man.
Bay. Literally everyone's changing their tune after that one. Ben was talking about them having good practices. He's like, oh, I'm befuddled with all this. So maybe this is just some growing pains. All of a sudden we win next week. We beat Denver the following week. We're 3-2. Like, it's still
a different perspective.
It's still such a long season. I get how people aren't happy about yesterday. It was a bad game.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. But all right, dude. Now we have Green Bay next week.
Yeah.
We still have 14 more games. Ben can get better. The O-line can get better. The receivers get healthy. They get better. The drops go away. Defense, we get healthy again. Get back. Like, there's so many things that can happen, not only from this week to Green Bay, but then also from that point going forward to the rest of the season, where it's just like, it's just so early, dude. Like, Ravens almost lost to the Lions yesterday. Chiefs are 1-2. I get there's, like, different variations for all this, but, like, dude, we can still right the ship.
Yeah.
3 games in.
I Got Daniel, Roman. Man, y'all are heavy in these chats right now, man. We respect it, man. It's like I said, it's flowing perfect. Y'all allowing us to hit on all type of little different topics right here. Shout out to y'all. But Daniel Roman says, it's time for the tank for Malik Willis movement. Uh-oh. Is it tanking season yet?
No, this is not even on my mind at all.
It's too early. It's too early for tanking season. And I'm not a fan of any of these dudes right now coming. I don't think any of them look like franchise saviors just yet. Maybe it's still early collegiately, and yeah, we will see. But I'm not ready to tank for now. I mean, everybody was tanking for Trevor. What's Jacksonville looking like right now, man?
Look at any of these rookie quarterbacks.
The guy who won the pro day with his throws, Zach Wilson. That ain't really equate to much right now with the Jets. All right, I'm cool on the whole tank prospect mentality. I was in Arizona when we brought in Josh Rosen. Yeah, he was
drafting a quarterback the next year.
And yeah, we was looking at Rosen. They're like, yo, you got some nice things you do, but I ain't think it was like franchise savior. I didn't look at him and say, oh yeah, this guy's better than Ben today because he was a top 10 pick. No. So for me, I'm not in that tanking community.
It's like stocks, dude.
Yeah, bro, I'm not with that, man.
Think of like Tua and Herbert.
Yeah,
Tua's value is probably down the tubes.
Absolutely,
I don't even know if they could get like a third or fourth round pick for him. Justin Herbert, you'd have to trade like 4. I don't know how many first round, but you probably have to trade your next 10 first round picks to get him.
Easily, man.
But that's my point. You're shooting darts at a dartboard with it.
It's all good. Our future quarterback, he's waiting for us in Houston right now. You know he is.
What did Seven take a little hiatus down there?
What? You know, come on, man. He coming soon.
Did he do a LeBron James?
Coming soon.
Before this Packers game? Is that what you're talking about?
Coming soon.
Huh?
And not this year. He gonna wait. But he coming.
Who are you talking about?
The quarterback of the Houston Texans.
Who
you think? Say his name. Say his name.
The injured guy.
Say his name.
Say
his name. Say his name. Say it.
I still got 7 locked in for 2022.
Come on, man. Say his name, man. Say his name.
I know you're thinking Tyrod Taylor.
Come on, man. My guy gonna be here, bro. I'm telling you. And he wins. You know he wins, man. He coming, bro. Tyrod coming soon, man.
Well, he still got his job this year.
I see. So far, so good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because Davis Mills didn't look good.
Davis Mills was not having it. Oh, man. Yeah.
Should he be back soon? Do you know anything about that?
Well, they put him on IR, so he's gonna have at least 3 weeks. Yeah, at least that. I guess the hammy. Like, I don't think, like, for him, his style of play, that's why. But as a whole, man, he's the guy. He's coming, man. They saying Deshaun Watson. No, man. Come on, man. Deshaun ain't better than my dog Tyrod. Man, I'm from the crib. Y'all better leave me alone, man. I stand for Tyrod. All right. Anywho, so not you, obviously, said. What do you think about Tyler Boyd saying the Steelers gave up on Tomlin? Well, I kind of already said.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
I didn't fault him for what he said because at times when I watched that tape and we talked about finishing offensively and defensively and even finishing the game, like you could just see across the board there were, times where they didn't finish. Now, I wouldn't say that, oh man, the 2 drops by Najee and the Claypool drop in the end of the game, those 3 were them quitting. No. But I do think that was a lack of finish, though, because you wouldn't expect that in the second quarter. You wouldn't expect that in the third quarter. It wouldn't be acceptable then, right? But why is it acceptable in the fourth quarter when the game is quote unquote done, right? That's a lack of finish. If you're out there, be out there. Finish. Be where you're supposed to be. That would be the thing that, like I said, stood out to me the most. But I can definitely understand why he said what he said. Now, obviously, because he's, on the opposite team here and he just played and won and played well, yeah, he's going to give a little extra in there. But to me, it wasn't that they gave up. It was just more so I just didn't like how they finished as a whole. Because I think giving up and finishing are different. Like, giving up to me is just like dejected.
I can't say how Najee Harris played yesterday. Like, he gave up. I can't say
right,
that. I thought he gave 100%.
Right. Because I feel like giving up means like you're dejected. It's kind of like when we talked about Deontay Johnson's body language in Buffalo when he dropped it, not this season, but a year ago, right? It was just like, he just looks dejected. He just doesn't want to be out there. It's just like mentally he's checked out. That to me is more of the give up style, whereas finish is just details. We talked about the blocker, right? Hey, you're blocking 4 seconds. Man, you didn't give up those 4 seconds. You balled out. You did your job. But you didn't finish because those last 2 seconds, you kind of, I eased up a little bit. Najee, right? The screen passed to him a little earlier. But he's looking, right? He's looking. Just finish. Come right here. You know what you're going to do. You know you're going to catch that and you're going to make this guy miss. detailing it, finishing it, right? That type of stuff. So yes, finish, giving up. Nah, I ain't going that far. All right.
Like we said, we could see why he said it because
Yeah.
body language looked off. It was just kind of like a weird scene late in the game. But
Oh, I did want to get your opinion on this too.
okay.
Because I feel like this is good perspective for you because you got that fan part where I can't always tap into that.
Okay.
But people were pretty upset with Mike Hilton yesterday because of him like waving at the crowd and he posted a pic. And I was just trying to get from your opinion.
I didn't even know he did any of this.
Why? Like, because they were like, man, you need to have some class. At like, you only there because we allowed you to go there. Like, you didn't get this opportunity without us first. We put you on our practice squad. We gave this. I'm just like, man, but
from what you're saying right now, because I didn't see any of it. From what you're saying right now, that seems just utterly ridiculous.
I was a little surprised by it, bro.
Let me check it though. Let me check it, and maybe I could come back to you with another.
I believe it was
take.
when Jamar. It might have been when Jamar scored. He's like waving to the crowd, like they were.
I might have seen that.
Yeah.
At the game, I didn't see it on the broadcast when I was watching it again today, but. Yeah, I don't really make too much of it at all. That kind of sounds ridiculous to me.
I was like, man, if we would have burnt them for a touchdown, you think we wouldn't have been talking smack to him? Sure, come on now. Shoot, I'm a dog. I'd have been over there like,
pick the wrong team.
Hey, Mike, what you thought? Just because you had that 2-1 don't mean nothing. You better blitz next time. Yeah, we were going to talk bad to him, but yeah, I ain't get why people were so upset about, man, you can't be doing that. Now,
I didn't see any of that, so I have no clue.
But Tommy Noble says that Hilton acts like Steel Nation didn't love him. But this is my thing. I felt like they did show him major love, but once he signed with Cincinnati, I do feel, and this is what I was saying to you when we said we can be excited about a player without having to bash another player. And I thought when everybody started to hype up Cam Sutton, it became we're going to talk bad about Mike Hilton to put up Cam Sutton. The same thing we talked about with Steven Nelson. I was like, yo, you can't do that. Just because you want to make this person, like we want to show our confidence in this person, you don't talk bad about that guy and that guy. And I do think that was happening with Mike Hilton along with Steven Nelson, from my perspective at least. But man, yeah, I just don't think that it was disrespectful. Now let's see what Bobby Briscoe says. Hilton wasn't showing disrespect in his view. Okay.
From what you said to me, no, it doesn't sound like he went too far.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was like that, man. Yeah,
you're winning. Yeah,
like you hype, you ball it out
a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm sure if
there's
you
a
ask
little,
Mike,
there's a little extra. He was on the Steelers. I'm sure there's.
And they chose not to pay him. So yeah, you gonna want to. We said revenge game, right? And what we call him. If I'm sorry, who has a revenge game? When Melvin Ingram goes out to LA to play the Chargers. You don't think he gonna be wanting to ball out and wave to the crowd and hey coach, hey.
That'd be awesome.
That's what you do. It's a revenge game, man. So yeah. It ain't, it doesn't take away from his love or his appreciation from his time here, but we had him and we did allow him to leave. We did. So yeah, I don't think, I just don't think it's on him. I just think maybe we make a better decision next time. Who knows? Who cares?
That's a question. We could maybe figure out more towards the end of the season because
it's still early right now.
It's early
right now.
I mean, there are people talking about the Juju $8 million. Could we have used that for another position for sure?
Yeah.
Now, whether that's us bringing back Mike Hilton, keeping Steven Nelson, that's a different thing because maybe we could have made it work with Steven Nelson on the outside, Cam Sutton moving to the slot. Maybe there's more value in that. But no, I get what you're saying.
Because now, as we talk about the DBs, the guy that, we had a lot of stock in, I know I had bought me a rental property out there. I know you had it tattooed on you. It was an island, and it wasn't Revis's. It wasn't Gullah Gullah Island. No. It was Pierre Island. Pierre Island. So can we talk about that situation real quick, man?
Officially concerned.
Officially, I was about to say I want to know your meter on that, like 1 to 10. Like how concerned? Like where were we at? Because I'm not gonna lie. I listed my rental property. I told you I have my rental property because you sold it on me. Now I'm like, yo, it's for sale. If you want to purchase it, I haven't closed on the sale just yet. It's just available. All right. I'm testing the waters. I'm trying to see. All right. I was over here like, look, man, who want a rental? It's a 2-bedroom, got a nice little yard, garage attached to it, right on Pierre Island. Yeah, man. Yeah. Great view. Yeah.
Might still be a good player, though.
I think so.
maybe he was hyped up a little too much. Maybe
So you don't like him as much on the
blame.
outside versus Jamar Chase after, just go. Well, he went from Renfro to Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, they're putting him on some good players.
Yes, some really, really good players, man. Yeah, some
and
really
it hasn't been
good.
going as planned. So yes, concern
Okay.
for Pierre.
A little concern. Okay.
He can still be an NFL cornerback, but maybe just not the number 2 outside guy, especially with our defense where we don't flip.
Yeah, because essentially, if you're the number 2 guy here, you're kind of like the number 1
Why
guy here as well.
didn't we have Sutton out there?
That was the surprise to me.
Because I thought he played really good in week 1 when he was outside. I can't remember how we. Well, Joe Hayden wasn't there, so he was primarily outside in week 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And did he give up anything? I know he missed a tackle or two.
I don't remember it, but we would also see Trey Norwood out there as well in the secondary. I said it to you. I was like, man, I'm seeing Trey. I don't see where we're setting it. I don't know.
The other question, though, is like, why didn't we have any help in the end zone at that point?
In terms of which play?
Like, why didn't we have a dude back there helping?
Which play? Which one?
Oh, the one that he gave up to Jamar Chase. Like, at that point in the game, right before half.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, okay, for Pierre. So
why are we playing some type of, I don't want to say prevent defense, but at least covering the end zone? We don't want them to score a touchdown.
No, but that was the thing, though. They were just playing a man-to-man. That's not prevent. The problem was Pierre just let him free release. When I said with Pierre, I was like, man, I love Pierre's game because he always gets hands on receivers. 2 clips. And I should make a film session for this.
You think that's more of him playing it bad then? But, he should have gave up like a hook route or something?
Right, so I'll explain to you. So that play, he allows the free release, right? Jamar, because he's in off coverage. Jamar has a 5-yard, 7-yard head start. Now it gets to the point where Jamar is even, but Jamar is at full tilt now, right? Now he's able to, at that end, because he's already going free release, he never had to start and stop. He just breezes right by him. We know Jamar Chase is a fast guy. We know that. And we know James Pierre, he plays fast, but he's not a straight line guy like James Pierre is, similar to, like Jamar Chase is. So we know that, yeah, you can't do that. And to me, seeing that, yeah, it put Pierre in a bad position. I looked at it like, I don't want to say he was beat from the beginning of it, but you can't allow a guy like Jamar Chase a free release in the red zone because he's just too gifted athletically and he has good speed, good burst. His hands, like, that's why he went where he went, because of how good he is. Now I can go to a play happen later in the game where now Pierre is pressed up on him. Pierre gets hands on him. And this is the play where Pierre gets the PBU.
Oh, it would have been on the play. Almost the Minka pick, right?
Yes, that was the exact play. The biggest difference between both of those was Pierre got hands on him. Pierre was pressed up in his face. When Pierre is pressed up, Pierre can cover anybody you put out there, right? Now he's going, obviously you want to give him some help because for 4 quarters,
is that a bad play call at that point?
But I don't think it was a bad play call. I just didn't like, because the corners, they have free range to decide when they want to play up or off. It doesn't matter if it's cover 3 or if it's a zone versus a man. They'll play them back and forth. They play Joe Hayden. He does this all the time. He'll play cover 2 from off, which is insane because when you think about cover 2, that corner is supposed to be, just right at the line of scrimmage on the outside, obviously, but they're sinking, right? They're squat technique because you got the safety who has the deep pass. But Joe will be, 10 yards off the ball. And you're like, bro, what coverage is this? And you look and you're like, oh, this cover 2, but he playing it high to low. Okay, you look at Sutton, like, oh, Sutton doing the same thing. Oh, Minka, he playing it like this. So they have the ability to shift and change which technique they want to use. So I don't think that's coaching related. I just think Pierre just got caught in off coverage. Maybe he was gassed. Maybe he wanted to just say, okay, let me give myself a play real quick, because that's typically why you would go to the off.
It's a bad time to do that.
But that was the wrong time, because if he runs a stop route, and typically when you give him off coverage, that triggers run the stop, run the in breaking, right? Run something that's going to stop. But now when that guy goes full tilt, he's like, hey man, you SOL. But now you catch him later in the game, like you said on the play where Minka almost got the interception. He is pressed up, active hands. Jamar doesn't get a free release, and Jamar has to work his tail up. Now, Jamar was still open, but it was just a really good play by Pierre. Pierre is capable of doing that.
And that's how I feel. I still think he could be a really solid player
to
the level that we're thinking. I don't know. But, like, if you think that's fixable, he would have basically had him locked down the whole game then.
Nah, I ain't going that far. I ain't going to say lock down the whole game, because Jamar is Jamar. Like it was certain things that even when Joe Hayden was on him, like the touchdown pass, I get that we should have had a little bit more pressure, but it didn't matter about the pressure. Jamar was open off of his first move. Just like it's certain play. It's kind of like when we talk about AB right now. Jamar's not to that just yet, but it's certain receivers where it's just like you can be in perfect position and that guy's still open. If you can do this, they can go 30 plays together, but he's gonna win the majority of them. Pierre can he'll make it interesting. He'll compete with him, but as a whole, Jamar is different. Like I don't want Pierre matched that. But I tell you, I didn't think any of our guys you match up with and isolate them on Jamar Chase because Jamar is just that good of a receiver to me.
Gotcha. So it might be tough when we go up against some of these top guys. We got Devontae Adams this week. They don't have too much after him.
This is why it's tough, though. It's only tough when you don't have your full gamut of rushers. Buffalo, we had the full gamut, right?
And what we have one pressure on Burrow the whole game,
which is crazy. I mean, we broke our sack streak. I was very upset about that because I was like, I was a part of that.
He almost had it too in the first half or the first quarter. Ingram did.
I was pretty sad about that, man. But when I think about that part, right? Jesus, now I'm thinking about the dang on sack thing. Just made me sad, bro.
Yeah, zero pressures.
Yeah, but
zero pressures.
Yeah, in terms of that coverage,
so coverage.
So in Buffalo, because of the pressure they were able to get, it allowed them to play more two-man concepts, right? Where you had safety help over top, but you could still be hard, aggressive man-to-man defense. You can't do that, though, when you got to blitz people. Because now one of these guys got to come out. One of those guys is going to be on the rush now. That, to me, also has been the difference between, week one versus these past two games. Us having to do more blitzing. Us not being able to just say, hey, we're going to two-man this thing the whole game. We're going to, front four, y'all just win. We're not doing that right now when you don't have TJ, when you don't have Highsmith. I mean, even Ingram, right? We said, man, I like Ingram in the rotation, but I've been on record numerous times saying I don't want Ingram as a 60-plus snap guy because I don't think that benefits him at this stage in his career. I think him in that 30 to 40 range where he's rotating with those guys, like week one, man, he is a beast that way. But when you have him playing so many snaps, it's going to start to diminish him. And we even saw him having to do more of the coverage stuff that he typically doesn't have to do also. That wears on a guy like him. That wears on him. And I wasn't a fan of that. But you don't really have options right now just based on the group because Jameer Jones consistency. I mean, you don't expect him to play to the level of those other guys. So, you're going to have a drop off there. We talked about Derek earlier. You're going to have a drop off there. Now, Taco Charlton, we signed him. I like his length. I like what he might be able to do in terms of the sub package ball rushing, but as a whole in our base defense, he's not going to really assist us when he's asked to, step out in coverage and stuff like that. That's not what he does. So, yeah.
Yeah, no one was predicting all these injuries happening outside of you with TJ Watt, I guess, but everyone else, it's absurd right now. It's absurd. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, TJ Watt was supposedly close to be playing. I don't know where this groin injury came from Highsmith. This came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because they said that was the week one thing of why he was on like the injury report then.
But then he played.
Then he played,
games. Just like, what?
And then to see him get ruled. And that was ultimately why, for those that didn't check out our TikTok, shout out to you for the TikTok game.
I think it's a nice look.
But we did give updated score predictions because I think, remember, both of us had us winning, and I had some caveats in there. I was like, I need this player and that player and that player and that player to be playing. And Deke did allow me to, revise said prediction, which I appreciate.
I updated mine too.
Yeah,
I had the same score for the Steelers.
We did.
28 points.
Mm-hmm.
We were 18. No. Was it 18 short on that? Yeah.
Yeah. And you said they were going to score 24,
I thought they were going to score a little bit more.
Or 21?
No, I had us winning 28-17. I think I initially had it 28-10. I was like, they'll score an extra touchdown because TJ's not out there.
And for me, I said no TJ, no Alex Highsmith, no Deontay. I went Cincinnati. Even in the face of Steeler Nation, it hurt my heart.
And Heinz Field.
At Heinz Field. Lord. With a Steelers legend shirt on. Oh, my God.
So you're 2-1 on your predicts right now.
I don't like this right now. You need to start being better.
I'm hurt.
All right,
bro.
I need you to start winning more of these. I want,
Well, you know I'm coming back swinging this week.
Thank you. I need that because I don't like when I'm right like that. I don't. All right, let's get back to some of these, and then we're gonna get to this phone line too, man, because it's about 4:10, which means that technically we're 10 minutes behind, but we still on that fun grind. Actually, we're never behind. We're always on schedule. Who we talking about, right? You know what I'm saying? We do this. But we got Kelsey Profia. I don't know if I had said Kelsey or not yet, but Kelsey says clean up the drops. It was 11. Or clean up the drops in terms of Chase Claypool 11. And he says, they say penalties and win, or clean up the drops and the penalties and we win that game. Now, was there 11 drops yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that makes sense though, because
there was, like I said, the 3 at the end, okay. I don't know what all they're considering drops. There was one by McLeod. I think Claypool had one on a slant. Ebron one pissed me off pretty bad. I don't know if they're considering the one in the end zone, Ebron 2. It looked like he tipped it potentially though.
Because
I think
Najee had 4 total. Because he had 2 early in the game.
I was going to say, he definitely had 2 in the middle of the game. Pat had 1.
Yeah. So I guess that's 11 right there. I mean,
it's up there for sure. It's up there for sure. It's part of the problem. It's definitely part of the problem. I don't know if just the drops fixes yesterday, though.
They said the penalties as well, because we had 10 of those.
Yeah, you want to combine the both?
Holy
yeah,
cow,
sure.
Man.
You want to combine the both? I think that's a huge difference, because some of our drives got thwarted because of the penalties.
Absolutely.
We're on the 2-yard line. I think it's first down, and we do the pass to Pat. All of a sudden, it's 2nd and 2 still. If there's not a penalty, now it goes to 2nd and 10. I think we get a false start, and it's like 2nd and 30.
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely. Now, I did want to ask this as well. Now we're talking about that part of the game. What about the balance in play calling? At the game, I didn't realize it didn't feel like that. But, bro, did you see we had 58 pass attempts? And
that's what we did in the second half.
15 rushing attempts. And one of those was the bend where he was going to hit the juju and then ran it. Yeah, I'm like,
a little pump fake.
Holy cow. 58 attempts and only 15 rushes, and one includes a Ben Roethlisberger scramble.
I'd like to know what the difference was in the first half, though.
I want to know too,
because we got down. when we got down 24-3, was it 24-7? I'm sorry. That's when I think we was just like, we gotta throw to get back in this game.
But we weren't getting back into the game. Remember, we took 9 minutes and ended with a field goal.
Well,
on that one, like the really good drive that everybody talks about. You know,
no, we got a touchdown. That was in the first.
Oh,
half.
you're right. Yeah.
No, I don't know how long the one in the second half was, but it was like, what was it, 5 or 6 minutes, and then Balls missed the field goal. I don't know which drive's which, but we had one. You're right. Right,
because a good amount of time. The one where we took a ton of clock, missed. Then I think we had another one we took a good amount of time, but we hit that field goal.
We had a field goal. Mm-hmm. Correct. The balance.
Yeah,
I would like more balance, correct. But I think the game flow was more of that. And we tried to get I think the problem is the penalties, though, because we tried getting the running game going. We had some successful runs, but then all of a sudden it's 2nd and 20 or 1st and 20.
And now with the 58 attempts, how do you feel when you see how many lateral passes there are as well?
I'm not a fan of all that, no.
Because I
like some of the short passes because they do work.
Right.
It's a little excessive right now.
Yeah, see, I just feel like right now, 58 attempts, but we play so sideways. Like, I don't like that. I'm like, how can we adjust this? What can we do to minimize the attempts first?
Because they're using them as running plays in essence. I just want to run the ball then.
I would much rather just run the ball because it's not operating like a running play, in terms of, and I do think at times that it does tire my man out in terms of 7, and it affects the accuracy. I'm like, man, less is more. As we've said, we talked about that Bills game. The Bills game 7 looked so good. Why? It was a little bit less. It wasn't him trying to go out here and or not even him trying to, or him feeling like he needed to. And that's the other part when I think of it. I'm like, at times, and I don't fault him for that because, as a competitor, you're going to feel like, man, hey, I didn't got this team out of holes before. I'm going to try to do it again. But right now, I'm like, man, other guys have to consistently make plays so that way he doesn't always have to feel like he has to put it on his back, because that just puts it further in the hole,
Feels like it starts with that O-line, though, going back to a lot of the stuff we said. Because if we get some of those 10-yard running plays that got called back, there's just a different momentum. There's a different vibe because all of a sudden we're 1st and 10. We got a little drive going. Now it's 1st and 20, 2nd and 20. Lose all the momentum. We're down in the red zone, and, we got a series to at least try to punch it in at the goal line. All of a sudden we're backed up another 20, 30 yards. And
seriously,
it's just
man.
Like, hey, can we kick a field goal? Let's not fumble it here.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But yeah, if you combine the drops and the penalties, I think it's a much better chance of us winning yesterday.
A recipe for disaster. All right, I'm gonna read a couple of these upper room members that just joined as well. But just need you to remember this name for me. Jamikovitz.
Okay.
Jamikovitz. All right. Just remember Jamikovitz because that is the last one that I'm at. but it is nowhere near close to where you would be at if you were to hop on these chats
Probably
right
not.
now.
Probably
yeah,
not.
yeah, we
We
are.
might have to save someone.
Oh
or
no,
save some of them.
for a fact, bro. We are, the chat is extra chunky today.
Okay.
And we appreciate y'all. And like I said, man, y'all helping in terms of how we are organically talking about this recap because just bringing up great conversation right here, man. But yeah, let me get a couple of these upper rooms real quick. Or it might just been one guy that just joined. Yeah, here we go. Javon Kinley, that's what it was. So, Javon Kinley, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Make sure that you remember, to turn on your notifications. Go into your the little settings thing. Make sure you got your little bell thing ringing on, so that way whenever we got special member only content, you're catching on and you're getting a notification for that. Also, every Tuesday at 12:20, we got Zach Banner Tuesdays, where the big man comes on the show live. We talk to him. We allow upper room members to ask him questions as well. So you definitely be there for that, man. And while I'm in the middle of talking about the Zach Banner Tuesdays, we also got new merch that we obviously just dropped as well with the new logos that everybody is digging.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it does look pretty crispy. I mean, I like how we got our faces, your face on my face on your face, but not in a weird way, like in a cool way. But either way, for all of the merchandise, whether you're looking for hoodies, children's hoodies, children's t-shirts as well, because I had to get the little kid stuff, right?
Okay.
Little G was like, Dad, I want to support you and Deke.
Oh, thanks.
He literally subscribes on everybody's phone. So he's like, can I see your phone? He'll watch us and be like, Dad, I subscribe. I'm like, yo, you a real what? Like, okay,
he's
can
got
see
some
your phone?
burners. Is
like,
he in here?
He just go phone to phone like, hey, Dad,
What's he
I
saying
got you.
in
I
here?
got you, Pop. So for my man G, shout out to my little man G. I had to make sure we got some kid sizes. All right, so we have kid sizes available as well, but we also got Yeti cups, which by the way I use on the daily, is phenomenal, and the cool coffee mugs, man, and tons of color options that we can't forget about. The new iPhone cases that we have and the Android case for your Androids out there. But either way, baby, we got it. All you need to do, check in the description of every video and to just simply say show merchandise. Click the link. Take it to where you need to be, baby. All right.
I got Eddie Harlow here saying, Deke, retire that damn hat.
I just saw that as well.
No.
No, we won't go. Heck no, we won't go. I'm with it, bro.
I was gonna say some other things. I'm not gonna be explicit here. I'm just gonna say no.
From the heart, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
From the heart, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right. So with that being said, so we stopped at Jamikovic. What I want to do right now, man, we're going to hop on these phone lines, right? So we can get it off your chest, because we got a ton of those as well. Then from there, man, we will see where we at time-wise and how much we can get back to today. Otherwise,
sure,
we will table the rest until we get to Wednesday's show, because we know that's going to be crazy always as well. So let's get this thing rolling so we can get people to get it off their chest.
Works for me.
I tell you, man, one of these days, man, we're going to get us an intern in here, and they're going to have like a job where they just, answer these calls for us. Whoa. And then we can do it live like that. One of these days, intern coming soon. If you're looking for an internship and you're into the whole media building, that whole scene, and you want an internship, slide in my DM, Lord.
It could be a good opportunity.
That's all I'm saying, man. If you can work the boards, you can read the chat, you know how to do that type of stuff. Yeah, shoot your boy a little message. All right. What they say, is there a heart in the house tonight? All right. So
you ready?
That being said, yes, sir. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I really do enjoy when we get to come in here and just have these organic conversations, man.
Dope.
It's a fun thing, man. It's fun. So let's see who's gonna get it off their chest first. The moment of truth. Here we go.
Big Moats, Deke from North Carolina. We are currently in the third quarter. I got in my car. I'm literally headed to Interstate 95. I need to go for a ride. You ain't gonna have me on World Star breaking my TV. Hey, I got a question, man. Matt Canada was supposed to come with all this hocus pocus, hey, new age stuff. It just seems like the old line from last year, the whole offensive play from last year, all the schemes, everything seems to be the same. Nothing changed. Am I missing something? Or did he just pick up Randy's playbook and acting like it's his? Oh, man, it's very hard to watch. I'm going for a drive. I hope everyone out there is being safe. Moats, Deke, peace.
think he was in the best state to be going to drive. He said he was very sad. They say you shouldn't be getting behind the wheel if you are dealing with emotional distress. He sounded like he was dealing with some distress right there. I can hear the car ruining. I love it.
I get what he's saying, though.
I get it 100%.
Sometimes you just got to get away.
Hey.
Go on a walk, drive, whatever it is.
100%, man. And I'm a big believer in that. And that not just with sports, right? In life, man, if it ever gets to the point where you frustrated, right? Relationship, children, whatever, walk away. So shout out to you for that, baby. Shout out to you for that. All right. Next up to get it off their chest.
Moats, Deke, Michael, Patrick, McCracken. First off, let me say, hopefully you got the hat situation figured out. I know it got shipped back to Wisconsin or something like that, so hopefully Deke can get a hold of that. But if you're a Steeler coach or a Steeler player, you should be embarrassed. That is an absolute embarrassment. That game was embarrassing. You should have no other feeling other than absolute embarrassment. You've got to change yourself, change everything about how this team is playing. It's a complete embarrassment. Drops by everybody. Ben holding the ball way too long. The defense, Joe Hayden didn't look good. That's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing performance. All right, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Bye.
Bad game, yeah.
Very embarrassing with the performances. I can understand that
Bad
as
game.
well. Hopefully this won't happen again. Hope so. All right, let's see who we got next.
Hey, this is Jal Gutter-Barbarian. This is a part 2 of that first voice.
Oh, all right. It's a part. Tell me hit the part 1 then. There we
Hey,
go.
everybody. This is the Barbarian, Jal Gutter. Only thing I can say about this game is that Ben needs Harris, Frymuth, and Juju. They are the core trio in tough situations. They need to bring that together, and we're going to see what they can do. On defense, without J.J. Watt and Highsmith, that defense can't be as effective as it should be to scare offenses. That's pretty much about it on that. You guys have a good one. God bless y'all, and go Steelers. And I am glad to be part of the upper room. Bye, y'all.
Oh, and now we got to get to the part 2 part. Here we go.
Hey, this is Jal Gutter-Barbarian. This is a part 2 of that first voice message. I want to say this. I cannot wait to see us back at full strength, because I think we can do some real good damage when it comes to that. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping that happens, but I got nothing else to say about that. On to the next week and their next opponent. Go Steelers.
I feel very much the same way.
There we go. There we go. Onward and upward. That's what they say, right? Okay. Who we got next, baby? Let's hear what you. Oh no! Don't play that first part. Ooh, that could have been bad.
What is up, Master Moats and Deke? This is Mason.
Oh, this is the guy.
I'm calling out of Fort Worth, Texas, man. I'm on my way to work right now. All I gotta say is, at least I had nausea in fantasy. I'm not giving up yet. Like everyone said, it was going to be a rough start, but I think Tua's coming back next week. We need TJ back. And I do think this line can improve. Let's see what Banter can do. I know he's coming back soon. I'm still excited for the rest of the season. That's all I got to say. Good luck, Steelers. Go Steelers. Here we go.
That is the silver lining. We do have help coming back. It's not as if TJ is done for the year, Highsmith done for the year, Deontay done for the year, Banner done for the year, Tua done for the year. That's not the case. So I do agree. Like, we at least know we have some type of hope.
And we talked about some of the things if they go our way.
Mm-hmm.
No penalties, the drops.
Yep.
Ben's pick doesn't happen. I mean, we could win that game. And that's with the limited help around us, the injuries and all that.
But you know what, Deke do? I think you should have just been screaming a little bit louder at the game. That's what we need from you, okay? You got to scream louder from here on out, Deke do. From here on out. Is that like, should I intro you like that from now on?
No.
Other stories with Deke do?
No.
Oh, speaking of, now I do need to share this real quick.
Okay.
You guys shouted out at the when I got my field named after me.
No way.
I swear. So they were going through, so they're making the announcement, right? And they're going down my list of accolades. It's like, yeah, man, he's won this award, he's won that award, he played here, he did that. And he's a part of this media team and that. But what he holds most, sacred is his podcast that he started on his YouTube channel called The Moats Experience with Deke.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
Oh.
But everybody was like round of applause at it. And like my cousin, remember I tell you, like my folks are like big Cowboy fans, right? My man,
They were actually happy.
They were so happy. They were like, good. He deserved it. Because the way he was talking about my team doing that Hall of Fame game, I don't want to hear nothing else from him. Yes.
So they still remember that? I don't even remember what I said about the Cowboys.
Yes, bro.
It was a Hall of Fame game preseason.
Listen, my uncle showed up to the game with a Cowboys like team issue, like a team issue sweat jacket. Like that's what they're on. They want team issue everything Cowboys. Like, yeah. I tell you, my school colors black and orange.
Yeah.
It was a Cowboys color. This is Cowboys. Big guy. I'm like, bro, what we doing? So yes, they very much remembered you, and they were so happy when he was like in Deke with Deke. He was like, oh, call him up, tell him that, and his quarterback sucked. Bro, they was going, because they got Dak right now. He's looking kind of hot. So yeah, they was full effect. I'm like, yo, y'all got chill, all right.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate that. I can appreciate some good spirited banter back and forth. I don't even think I talked that much shit on the Cowboys.
Listen, man, you said enough.
I guess.
You said enough, man. In a preseason game? You said enough, man. They were highly upset with you, all right? So here we go. Here we go.
Moats and Deke is Juice Box 32 calling from the 303.
There he is.
Horrible game. I'm an optimist. I'm usually very positive. I try to see silver linings in things. But we just need to bench anybody who's not 100%, the quarterback, and then just play anyone who's healthy. Until we get absolutely healthy, we should not be playing anyone not healthy, because this was bad. This was a bad game. Ben did not look good at all. I don't think he's fully healthy. I know he wants to play healthy, and everyone says he plays good when he's injured, but he doesn't. He's 39, man, okay? Tom Brady is an outlier, people. We need him to be 100% healthy. We have to. I am not looking forward to that game next week, but I will be there watching, supporting as always. All right, everyone, smash that like button, man. If Moses missed you, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. All right, man. Peace. Here we go. Stills Nation.
Dang, I don't be forgetting people, man. I get everybody, man. Come on, man. I tell you, they stall me out, man. Stall me out right there, baby. Yeah, I might have missed somebody, but yeah, y'all got me. We good.
I told you I wasn't coming in here talking about Ben's injury and stuff, because I think
this is true.
He's going to play next week. No, I think he's fine.
This is true.
He did say he hurts all over, though.
He did say that. He did.
I'm sure that's going to happen when you're taking those shots. But
it's a strong possibility.
He'll be back.
Yeah. But shout out to the fact that he said he's going to be in Green Bay. I think he said he's going to be in Green Bay this weekend. Maybe that's what he sounded like.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
We're going to be in Green Bay, man. We'll be in there, man. We're there. We get in Saturday, man. Saturday, Sunday, we'll be tailgating out there. Details will be posted soon. All right. But yeah, we will be out there. Moats and Deke checking out Wisconsin, Green Bay. See what it's looking like. Right. All right. So here we go. Let's see who else we got checking in on the hotline to get it off their chest.
Moats and Deke. Yo, what up? It's Mike Emmanuel from Oregon. Wow. Najee Harris was on fire, right? We saw that. Defense needs some work. I think the injuries was there. You could feel it, right? And then offensive line is still, I guess you could say, in transition. Others would say otherwise, but I'm realistic. I know there's some rookies and free agents and stuff like that, so they got to figure that out. But it doesn't look good right now. And Ben, wow, I don't know, kind of depressing to see the decline, but I think it's reached its peak. Others would say otherwise, Deke. But I mean, it's evident on that 4th and 10, he just chucked it to Najee. I don't know if that's play call or whatever, but didn't look like there was much fire, desire, and then there was some confusion in the midst of just overall chaos on the offense. So the silver lining is Najee is the future. You can see Freiermuth is there; he's the future. So hopefully we can build on that, and the struggles may continue. So hopefully we can get through this without anybody losing their mind. But anyways, all right, we're out of here. Peace.
Shout out that was AJ Martinez, right? Shout out to AJ, man. And yes, I did not miss you a week ago. We ran out of time a week ago, but I had you today, man. You know I got you. All right. But you did bring up a great point about Najee. I love, hey man, what Najee was showing, that looked good. Now, do you think he can do that week in and week out, man?
Probably.
I hope so.
Them
How long do
being
you
a
think he can do
rookie,
it though?
I think we got to get him less catches, though. I mean, we said we wanted him to get
He
the
was
ball
the leading
more.
receiver.
Yeah.
Leading catcher, leading
Yeah, what was it?
yardage, leading in targets. Like
How many receptions? Wasn't it 19
14
targets?
19 targets, 14 catches, 102 yards.
Yeah.
And then Claypool was second with I think it was 12 or 13 catches.
That might be too much.
It was too much.
Might be too much. That should be the next headline. Should
tweak it a little bit.
should we get the ball a little less to Najee? In the passing game, at least. I still like running the ball, but this O-line...
Take away 5 passes and give those to 5 runs, so then he'll have 19 carries. 19 carries would be 9
Our
receptions.
best runs when they helped, so that's kind of the problem right now. Because there were points where we looked good running the ball. I'm like, oh, damn, this is getting called back with a penalty, though.
So essentially, run more, hold less is what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
That'd be a good idea.
I like that then. That's a theory that I can get behind. I'll tell you that.
Block better, too.
Yeah, that too. Absolutely. Anything
Block
else?
without getting penalties. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Let's just play better all around. This is all just good advice. Heading into Green Bay, let's just play better.
Is it?
Let's win the game.
I'm just gonna lump it in from there. All right.
Let's win the game.
All right, cool. That's oh man. But I get hot sometimes when I wear hats. But I'm with it, bro. All right, let's get to the next thing.
Hey, this is Zeke Shazier, tuning in from London. Man, this game was very disappointing. The offense just did not look good. Defense was injured. But they tried. They did their best. Remember when y'all were in the off season, you were saying, Deke was saying, you don't think the line can get any worse? It looks worse somehow. Jeez, Najee,
I told you, give me till week 8.
He's doing everything he can, man. It's looking like a man out there, but he has no help. Man has no help. Man, we just gotta on to next week.
Shout out to the homie Zick Shazier over there in London, across the pond. Man. He brings up a good point, though. It definitely looks...
As of right now, I'm not looking good.
It does look a little worse. Yeah.
Give me till week 8.
Week 8. All right. I like how we've moved this now. I thought it was like week 1, we got this thing, we're good. Then it was like, all right, we had week 3. Now I know it's at week 8. I need time. Just give me time.
That's how much I didn't like last year's offensive line. But, yeah, this year's offensive line isn't looking too hot. It's just that these guys are younger, so let's wait.
Okay.
Banner's coming back.
That is interesting. Interesting.
Maybe not even week 8. Do we have a bye somewhere after game 8? Game 9. What's the halfway? Game 9. Give me game 9. Right. That might be week 10, but I need the halfway point.
I like it. I could dig that, man. I could definitely dig that. All right, who we got next to get it off their chest?
Guan, my youth. This is G. Alexander calling up from Richmond, Virginia. Yo, when we lose a game like we did today, it's disheartening. I will not watch football or any other shows except for Moats and Deke until next Sunday we play the game. The offensive line is atrocious. We have to adjust the issue. It's good to see them picking Ben up off the field, but it's bad to continuously see them picking Ben up off the field. Offensive line is horrible. Receivers started dropping the ball at the end, but we was already out of the game by then. Offensive line definitely need to be addressed. The defense is significantly different without TJ on the field. The pass rush is not getting there at all. We're having to blitz. The back end is not covering the way we do. Everything is in disarray. We got to hopefully get TJ back, and we got to get some help for the ones who are out there. The standard is the standard, but they're not upholding the standard. They double teaming Cam the entire time. Cam Hayward the entire time. We got to get Deontay Johnson back. We noticed the difference in the receivers. Najee played a great game. I think he ended up with over 100 yards receiving. But we got to get him some help to get the rushing the ball. the offensive line needs to kind of stay in their hurry up style offense or the rush to the field because that's when they look the best. Horrible loss. Hate to lose to the Bengals, but it's only game 3. We can turn this around. Once again, I'm glad to be talking to Moats and Deke. Smash the like button when you see it, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Guan, my old.
Shout out right there, man. What were your thoughts, though, man?
Yeah.
Because, like,
Najee needs some help. There are points where we are able to open up some running lanes for him. Those were some of those holding plays, but there's other times it's just like a brick
it's a
wall there,
bro.
Like I can't even. It's not like they're getting really like pushed back.
It's just they don't get movement. That's. But not getting.
There are some plays though. That the one dude's just leaking through.
Yeah.
Like I saw Kendrick Green getting blown off the one time.
Oh yeah.
I hate to say it, Dotson had one too, but
yeah. But I like his do-rag. The do-rag
you
looked
got
good,
to see
man.
it up and close personally. I did some glitter on the
glittery,
back.
man. Hey. I was like,
Had some
fancy.
shine.
That was real fancy, but man, yeah.
That's how I feel about the offense line. It's just stagnant. Outside of those ones that we got the holding calls, Najee gets like 10 yards. He might have had 1 or 2 outside of that. It was part of our good drives, but nothing too memorable in the run game yesterday.
And it just feels like popcorn. I feel like, okay, this person missed the block. Okay, now they're going to make a hole. Okay, now they're going to make their block. Oh, but now this person missed their block. Right. Oh, and he just whiffs on his assignment right here. I don't like that. That to me it screams not being disciplined. And that goes to the coaching part. That's the part where I'm like, hey, you got to do things. If you got to be a little bit harder with this group, you do that because they're not talented enough to be able to operate this lackadaisical. They got to be way more consistent, man, going forward if they want to get to where we want them to be. But we got to stop. We can't go to the phone line right now, man. We had something special just happen.
Yeah.
We had something big time just happen.
Yeah.
I mean, what color just popped up on that screen, baby? Talk about it.
Maroon.
Whew. And I ain't talking Maroon 5 either, but it's a 5 associated with it. So, Mr. Knight Rider 16. We greatly appreciate your contribution to the show. And with that being said, you get a chance to pause the show because we're going to read your comment right now. Play that. What we're going to do?
You want me to read it?
Use that good reading voice too.
Why does Tomlin call timeout on the play before the scoring play right before halftime? If he doesn't call it, we leave them with 20 seconds and they probably take a knee. We go into half 7-7, bad clock management. I'm trying to think of this play. It was one where they got a first down. It was like a short pass.
See, because no, I remember the time.
Wasn't it?
Oh, but I thought
wasn't it the play right before where we got the roughing the passer call?
Right. That's what
was there a play in between that and where they scored?
See, I don't remember that. I just remember the roughing the passer play because that's when I said to you, I was like, man, in terms of what they go for trying to score, and I was like, yo, depending on what this first play looks like, if it's something positive, then yeah,
they
they'll
got
probably,
like 8 yards or something on it.
Yeah, it's like if they get, a significant pickup or something good to get the clock rolling, then they'll go and they'll try to score. But if not, if something bad happens for them, they probably just take a knee and get out of there. But as a whole, we saw what you get, the roughing the passer along with the completion, that flipped the field for them right there. And then from there, I'm trying to think of the timeout. I don't remember the timeout specifically in there. I just remember that penalty being the big part to flip the field for them. And then from there, yeah, he just took the shot,
Yeah, I don't remember the timeout. I apologize for that.
Yeah, now, and the only thing I can be thinking of in terms of why Coach T might have took that timeout because he wouldn't have had to worry about a 10-second runoff. Yes, I'm not sure. I have to look back and see that specific time what you're talking about. But yeah, I'm not familiar with that one right there. But if you want to talk about his management or clock management, the lack thereof, for me, is just some of the situational stuff, man. The end of the game, the 4th and 10. That's I don't like the call. That's just me. That's why I go when I'm thinking of him with Coach T. I'm thinking of that play right there. I think of just the lack of discipline as a whole amongst the group. I think of him in that scenario as well. But yeah, I can't remember that timeout you're referring to though.
Yeah, I would have liked to just take a shot in the end zone on that 4th and 10. Yeah. I could live with that. Gets picked or whatnot. At least you gave it a chance, or at least a little bit short of it, whatever, and you try to run it in. But
correct.
Yeah, that just kind of sucked to see.
All righty, here we go. Let's see if I can get this one right. Bing.
Yo, what up, Deke and Moats? Man, it's Chase calling from Arizona. I gotta say, another disappointing performance. Shot ourselves in the foot with all them flags, man. Between this offensive line and all the injuries and flags, we aren't going to be able to really do much, man. I got to say, I had a bunch of high hopes coming into the season, and I'm hoping we can turn it around, but it's not looking like we are, man. So I'll catch you guys on the live, man. Hopefully, we get this turned around and, we get to winning some games. Claypool's got to stop dropping the ball, man. And what's up with us putting Ebron in, man? We got to get rid of that dude, man. He can't catch any footballs, bro. Every time he gets the ball in his hands, he drops it. I got to say, we need to get Pat in there more than Ebron, man. But I'll catch you guys on the live. Yeesh.
I agree.
Yo, man, say why we
Kind of
got
sucks.
Ebron
Pat
out there,
dropped
man.
one yesterday though too.
He did. All of them had. I tell you, all of them dropped. All of them had ones where they wish they would have got him back, man. But yeah, Ebron, I don't know. Like, he is so interesting when I watch him play because he's very talented, but I just don't get why the fundamental part he's so lazy with. Like, just looking the ball in, or he's jumping to catch a pass you don't got to jump for. Like, trust your hands. It's almost like he's anticipating, man, I might bobble it, so at least if I'm jumping, I can bounce it off. Like, that's what I'm like, is that what you like? It just looks like a guy who doesn't believe he can catch.
Needs to hit the jug machine.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I do not know. But that is largely why when I came in here and I always told you, I'm like, man, I can't put this all on 7 because trust me, he's a factor in it, but he's it ain't all on him, baby. It ain't.
Hell no.
All right, here we go. Who we got today?
Hey, Moats and Deke. Hey, I am calling from Queen City in Charlotte. Hey, man, I just gotta say this, man, and I'm gonna get right off. I love Deke. I love your passion about Ben. But I've been saying this for years. I haven't said anything on the actual chats or anything like that because you got to give a man his fantasies. But you put any quarterback in the AFC behind our, quote, bad line, our rookies, whatever you want to put in that actual sentence, you put any quarterback behind that line, and they will do better. I'm not trying to say that they will win a Super Bowl, but they will do better than Ben Roethlisberger. Reason why I'm saying that is Ben is the most consistent and inaccurate quarterback in the league. And the reason, if you really look at his actual games, he's throwing behind. And I tell people this, this all the time. The reason why he had good seasons is because of the athleticism of our receivers. It used to hide Ben's issues at throwing because Ben, remember all the times that stuff was behind Antonio Brown and behind Wallace, and Wallace had to use his speed to catch up to balls, and Juju is catching stuff and flicking it up and trying to. It's just he's very inaccurate, and our receivers always hid that. And so this year is showing up where the actual offense needs Ben to play well. Our receivers are hungry. Najee is hungry. This offense is so hungry, but the person that is feeding them is very inaccurate. Just want to know you guys' thoughts about that.
On to Green Bay.
Deke said, I am not speaking on any accuracy-related questions. He is pleading the fifth. My man said, I'm only here so I don't get fined. On to Green Bay. I understand, man. I understand.
I disagree, but
I understand. I understand. Bounce back week. It's a bounce back week, bro. Bounce back week, man.
It definitely is, dude. It definitely is.
Man. Because to me, man, I'm just the accuracy. That is definitely the biggest issue to me. Can it improve though? Time will tell. Time will tell.
You include 11 drops, though.
I'm with you.
I'm not saying I told you too, because like a couple of those came at the end of the game. We're just like, bro, we were already out of this, so I'm not gonna really count this. It'd be nice if we would have caught the ball. I'm not looking for garbage time stats or anything though. But like, that kind of affects things too.
So how do you feel if a drop was related to ball placement, though?
Which ones? I don't know. Like, how many were there, like, in your opinion?
I was just
drops, because
yeah.
I thought some of the drops actually were on the money yesterday. Like,
Okay.
Ebron in the chest, Pat on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember them all right off the bat, but
Okay.
probably a couple by Najee.
Okay. I just wonder, like, would that like affect how you would feel about that?
No, I'm just, dude. You want to say like half the drops
Mm-hmm.
were, you know what I mean, were maybe a little bit more on Ben than the player. I don't know. I'm just saying that if we're just talking in particular yesterday's game, I mean, he was talking about like basically everything about Ben Strader. I'm like, I don't agree with that, and I still think Ben. I'm telling you, bounce back game this week.
All right, bounce back it is. Then.
And that's what we're saying. I'm not even saying he had a good of a game yesterday, Ben. I said he needs to play better. Decision making was off, but it's not all him. There are some people in the chat that are with me, but a lot of people out there wanted to write him off. I'm not doing that.
We're not writing him off. No.
Not doing that.
We don't write people off. No.
A lot of other issues going on too.
Yes. But either way, we're gonna keep getting it off our chest. Who we got next? Let's go.
What's up, fellas? This is Chaz from 412 North Side. Yes, indeed. No, indeed. We did not win. Pretty obvious. A couple of highlights I saw was Ben 37 for 57, 318, one TD, one way from 400. But the 2 picks hurt us, so he's got to work on that. Harris had a better day receiving than he did rushing. Should we switch him to wide receiver? Claypool, he upped his game, 96 yards, 9 carries. Top tackler was Schobert. Edmonds got a tip pick. But Ben should have sat out this game. That's my main highlight for this. He should have rested for Green Bay. It was obvious he wasn't 100%. I would rather have him fully rested for Green Bay. Now we'll wait and see how he feels during the week. But this should have been a backup quarterback day and just suck it up. But then maybe the loss wouldn't hurt so much. But anyways, that's it for my tips of the game. But yeah, I saw you guys on the corner walking towards the stadium at about 10:15, 10:30, somewhere around there. So I guess you guys didn't stay long at the tailgate party. So sorry I missed you. But yeah, we got Green Bay, so it's going to be another challenge. We'll see what happens. Go Steelers. Peace out.
I like it. Well, once again, he just missed the part about earlier. We had business. Mel Blunt kind of takes precedent. Sorry. But in terms of what he was talking about, you disagreeing?
What did he say? He wanted Ben to sit out going into this game.
In terms of like, was his health in question?
No, I already said that.
Compromised?
No, I really don't. No.
Yeah, and I didn't think his play was compromised. He didn't look like Juju. Like when we said Juju looked like he was.
If anything, Ben he moved around.
Looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the scramble.
Yeah.
I thought it was Willie Beeman for a second, the way he ran that ball, man.
No, yeah, I'm not using injury.
I thought it was like a 20-yard pickup, and then I rewatched. I was like, oh, it was the camera angle, man. We were sitting at, he was going fast though and far. I thought it was 20-yard pickup. It was like, it was a first down run. I was like, yeah. Oh, it's only 5 yards. Sorry. Here we go.
What up, Moats? What up, Deke? It's your boy Cliff, the Dark Knight, calling in. Oh, man, where do we start? Offensively, it's not working. Big Ben's looking more like Little Ben. Guys are not getting open. I see why Deontay is targeted so much. Ebron, at this point, he shouldn't even be allowed to be in the starting lineup or get any snaps at all. This line is not built to defend Ben. What they need is mobility at that quarterback position. I'm not here for a change, but something got to happen. Whether it's maybe letting Rudolph get some plays. I hear RG3 still a free agent. He got some legs. He could work behind this line. Defensively, injuries, man. Injuries are killing us. They let up touchdowns. Pierre got beat. Hayden got beat. Ingram didn't wrap. He didn't wrap up. It's just collectively, man, we got outcoached by a team that we shouldn't have been. We're playing the Packers next week. even with T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith, if they do come back, I don't see us beating them because offensively we won't be able to keep up with Rodgers. That's a bad man. You know, Moats, you tell me, is it possible for the Steelers to run a no-huddle offense the whole entire game? Because that seems like the only thing that works. Much love, you guys. Appreciate what you guys do. Take it easy.
No huddle all game.
Oh man, it wouldn't work. I mean, we talked about that, and I don't know if this O line can handle that either. That would be asking a lot of them as well to be locked in for that, because you talk about snap counts. We saw some false starts. You talk about changing the plays and protections. When you go in no huddle, you're not even going to be as fresh because you do get fatigued, right? And we know with the O-line, they don't sub in and out. I'm just like seeing how they already have their struggles under a normal setting. I don't want to fatigue them as well and then ask them to still be able to perform at that same level or better. I just don't think that that's going to work out the way that we kind of wanted to. I think with a veteran group like how it was last year, you could kind of get away with it more. But with this group right now, I don't think they're on the same page enough or playing consistently enough to do that for a whole game.
Mm-hmm. I think he brought up wide receiver separation too.
Oh yeah, we're lacking with that. We don't create separation right now.
That's why Martavis is a legitimate option in my opinion. He's a dude you could just run straight down the field. At least take the top off the defense.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's. I don't know how he's.
Though.
Dude, I wish. I don't think he is though.
Okay.
He hasn't been. He hasn't. There's some points.
Yeah.
There's some points, but I don't know if he's consistently creating that separation. I'm not. That's not something I'm like looking for so much. I'm going off what other people say, and it does seem like sometimes Ben's dropping back. I'm like, man, he's been holding it a little bit. I don't know if any of these guys are getting open, especially with Deontay not being out there now and Juju. It's like we got James Washington. Maybe he's not as good as we thought, but
yeah. This is very true, man. This is very true.
Because we had the same problems with like when it was just Juju and James Washington back in like 2019.
Couldn't take the top off. Yep.
We were like, I know Mason's sucking, but I don't know if either one of these guys are like a number one receiver. We might have to look for someone in the draft. We eventually draft Claypool, but I don't know, man.
All right, we got time for a couple more calls. Then after that, man, we will, bring this thing to an end for today's therapy session. Jeez. All right, who we got right here? Let's get it off your chest.
Hey, what's going on, Moats, Deke, Trina Steel Diva, Stephanie, a.k.a. Deke's girl. Man, somebody need to go out there behind field and scoop that whole starting O-line and throw it in the trash.
Oh, wow.
Man, them boys will get somebody killed, man. Straight up. If the organization care anything about Ben Roethlisberger, Najee Harris, or anybody in that backfield, man, throw that whole offensive line in the trash, man. I'm sick of it.
Just throw it all away. My man say throw the whole line away. They gonna get somebody killed out there.
We gotta keep Dawson.
Man said they gonna get the man killed out there. So we got to see injury reports too this week, man, because we know Green went out and then Chooks with the concussion. Joe Haig, I liked his effort. I liked his effort when he went in, but it was.
How'd you feel about JC?
I'm gonna go back and watch JC a little bit more. I wasn't.
Because Green let up some blaring ones.
Yeah. Green has some moments, but Joe Haig, I got to see a little bit. Like, I'm gonna look. Yeah. Poof.
I'm just trying to think who's out there. It's
Not
just
a lot.
Mitchell Schwartz, right tackle.
Yep, and we got our right tackle. He's on the wings. He's coming back.
Yeah,
soon.
Unless he can play left. I know he said on the
Said he likes
podcast
right.
he prefers
Yeah.
right. That's what he's been his whole life.
That's correct. That is correct. All righty. Let's see who we have here. This is like a 3-parter. Jeez. Hold on now.
Hey, Moats and Deke. This is the Devil Lettuce King out here. He's 6'2", Northern New Jersey. Man, this game was pretty rough to watch. I mean, I love seeing that Najee's getting more involved in the offense. We need to stop passing the ball to freaking Ebron and keep Fryer-Move on the field at all times. And sorry, Deke, but I think it's time for Ben to take a seat, and we need to move on. Thank you. Peace.
Oh, I think he got more. Does he have more? I don't know. Let me see if he got more.
He said
Hey,
peace.
Moats and Deke, I don't know if I put out my name, but the double lettuce.
Oh yeah, he shot his name out. Yeah, with all the spelling and stuff. Oh, he said, take a seat. Is it time for him to take a seat? Where you gonna sit at? Where you putting that man at? Where you put him at?
No, we're good.
Where you want to put him at, the bench?
No.
You sure?
I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm saying no.
Okay.
QB1.
All right. I could dig it. Let's go plug that, man. Yeah.
We good? We good on the calls?
Yeah, we good
Okay.
for right now. Yeah, I was looking at that clock. It's about 4:55. So with that being said, man, we're gonna start to bring that thing on in, man.
Works for me.
Yeah. But man, dude, a ton of calls once again, dude. Listen, we're gonna figure out a way. Like I said, we're gonna be able to do some of this a little bit more live action, but also, man, with just more time on these Mondays. Y'all know we got a little situations and stuff like that we'll be taking care of over here. But either way, man, as always, we appreciate y'all support, and let me take pictures of all of these chats because we will come back and read these on our next live, which will be Wednesday, right? So we know Wednesday will be the next full podcast show, but we also have Banner Tuesday. So for the Upper Room members, we'll see y'all tomorrow for the Banner Tuesdays. But for everyone else and all these super chats that we have, we will read off all these. We will lead off on Wednesday's show with these, all right? So you talk while I take pictures.
Well, I'm looking at some numbers right now. We have over 600 watching.
Man, it was at like 800 before I started giving the close too.
281 on the likes.
Uh-oh.
I mean, can we get that up to 400 before we tune out?
I mean, that should be easy to do considering
I thought
how
we had
it
a
went
solid
last
recap.
time, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know if it's a surprise or not. I don't know if it has anything to do with us or if it's more about how last game went. But this is the most dislikes we've seen, probably.
Hey, man, it's listen, man. When you perform the way that them boys performed, it happens, man. It happens. Sometimes you gotta just thumbs down the content. Like, yo, I love the vid. I just don't like what you're talking
They're just
about.
pissed.
It's every time y'all talk, but you bring up great points, but it hurts my feelings. I'm with it, man. 100%. I'm with it, man.
319. We get to 400. Can we get to 400?
Get onto the 4-piece then, Deke. Talk to him,
I think
Deke.
we can.
Deke, talk to him,
323.
Deke. I'm still taking
We'll do a
pictures over here.
countdown.
This is how many super chats it was. I'm 4 pictures in, and I still ain't at the bottom yet, bro.
Oh, damn.
Y'all are amazing, all right? Like I said, we greatly appreciate all the support. That's why I do make sure that we do get these read off on live shows, baby. Even if, like I said, it can't be today's show, we're going to make sure y'all get this read off, baby, because we appreciate y'all 100%.
Like a Throp HD saying we can get to the 400.
Uh-oh.
Or 334. I don't know. I don't know. Because we're not going to stay. Cause
No. Yeah,
we got things to be, right?
Or as soon as I'm done with these photos, I still got like...
It's either you prove me right or you let us down.
We're going to find out, man. We're going to see. Uh-oh. I'm almost at the end of these photos now. Here we go.
We got Charlie Doyle. No, never mind. I disagree with his comment.
With the comment say Deke? What did it say, Deke?
No, he said Charlie Doyle said my hopes were never up for this season, so yesterday didn't hurt at all. I had high hopes. I still have high hopes. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, man. I like a little hope every once in a while. Hope it.
Some people are trying to coerce me to take off the hat, and they might like it more.
No,
I can't do that.
You take off the hat to get more likes.
I apologize. I'm not doing that.
No. I wouldn't want to see you compromise. You know, I want you compromising your integrity for some likes, man. All right, we ain't gonna do that. You gotta stay loyal, man. All right, stay loyal. Oh, Jamel give you an ultimatum. No likes until Deke admits Ben's bad.
No.
Sheesh. Yeah, man. Hey, we ain't gonna do that. I believe in you, Deke. I believe in you. All right.
We got to 350, 349
Absolutely.
right here. That's not bad.
And you know what they say, the children are the future. All right. So just roll with that. So yeah, we're good, man. Right now, it's a young number 7 somewhere just being groomed up as a kid right now. Or maybe you are about to plant that kid somewhere, all right? The same way Melvin didn't wrap up, we know you don't like to wrap up. So maybe you just created your own little Big Ben, and he's just in the wings right now because the children are the future. And he's just in the future right now. He's working on his little thorns. Dots. He got a little taco meat and a little stash right now, all right? That's all I'm saying, okay? So I'm going to wait for him. But I'm not going to wait live right now. So with that being said, man, we greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And until next time, baby.
Peace.